Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Astronomer, a quiet space where impossible questions drift like starlight, and every answer unfolds as slowly as a dream. If you find peace in these quiet explorations of the cosmos and time, your simple act of subscribing helps this little world of wonder grow, so others, too, can drift through science beneath the calm of night. Tonight, we wander into one of the most haunting possibilities ever imagined, the paradox of the time traveler. What if someone went back, just one step, one decision, one heartbeat, and changed something small? A spark that should have burned, doesn't. A particle that should have met another, misses. Would the universe unravel from that single difference? Could a traveler, with all good intentions, accidentally erase the very reality that made them? Time is fragile, woven from cause and effect, like a tapestry stretched across eternity. Each thread depends on the one before it. Pull one free, and the pattern trembles. Physicists call this the paradox. If you change the past, you change the conditions that made you, and without you, there is no one to change it. So the question deepens. Does the universe allow paradoxes? Or does it quietly heal them, rewriting itself in ways we cannot perceive? Breathe slowly now. Feel the flow of time around you, every moment gently stacked upon the next. Tonight, we'll wander those fragile edges, where science meets philosophy, and where even a single second can hold the fate of everything. This is the Sleepy Astronomer. And together, we'll step softly into the loops of time, to ask what would happen if one traveler pressed the wrong moment. You settle into the quiet of your mind and begin to sense time as if it were a river, slow and meandering, its surface shimmering with reflections of what has been and what might yet come. You do not try to chase it, nor to hold it. You simply let it drift past your awareness. Each second folds into the next like gentle waves lapping on a shore, and each wave carries whispers of memories and possibilities. You feel that time is not just a line stretching forward, but a soft, layered fabric, pliable yet persistent, fragile yet enduring. There is a rhythm here, one that you can feel in your heartbeat, in the rise and fall of your breath. This rhythm mirrors the cadence of the universe itself, the slow rotation of planets, the pulsing of stars, the eternal turning of galaxies. In this gentle reflection, you notice that your mind becomes a place where past, present, and future swirl together like clouds drifting through an open sky. You feel yourself part of this flow, as if your consciousness rides each current without forcing it, merely observing the river's quiet wisdom. The past whispers its stories to you softly. You sense the choices you made yesterday, moments that now shimmer like distant lanterns along the water's edge. Some glow brightly, and you remember them with a warm clarity. Others are dim, shadowed by forgetfulness or uncertainty, yet even these shadowed ripples are part of the same river. You notice how the smallest gestures, even a word spoken in passing, leave a trail that reaches farther than you realize. A single thought, a kind action, a gentle pause, each spreads outward, touching moments and possibilities that seem invisible but are very much real. As you watch these ripples, you understand that time is not merely a sequence of events. It is a vast web of interlaced currents, each interacting with others, each shaping what follows. You imagine that the universe holds all of these threads delicately balanced, much like a spider's web trembling in a soft breeze. If one strand moves, the vibrations travel quietly through every connected thread, altering patterns in ways that are subtle yet profound. You feel the wonder of this delicate interconnectedness, and it humbles you softly, inviting you to move with gentleness through your own moments. Your attention drifts now to the present. You feel the current of time under your fingertips, a soft, steady pulse that carries you forward. You notice how this moment, right here, right now, is both fleeting and eternal. It exists fully, yet already begins to fade into memory. You allow yourself to breathe deeply into this awareness, feeling each inhale and exhale as a marker of your place in the river of time. Each breath becomes a metronome for the unfolding present, a reminder that you are part of something larger, flowing beyond comprehension yet intimately connected to your senses and your mind. In the quiet, you begin to sense the future not as a rigid path, but as an open expanse of ripples yet to form. You imagine waves spreading from your thoughts and actions, traveling outward into moments not yet written. Each choice you make is like a pebble dropped into a pond. The ripples extend gently, interacting with other waves, sometimes overlapping, sometimes fading. You feel a serene responsibility in this, a reminder that even the smallest gesture can carry significance. The river of time is patient and infinite, yet it listens to the whispers of every living being, recording the soft echoes that flow through it. You notice how time seems to fold back upon itself. Memories rise like gentle reflections, mirrored in the ripples of possibility. The events of long ago mingle with thoughts of tomorrow, and you feel the strange yet comforting sense that past and future are not entirely separate. They touch and fold into one another, and in this folded space, your mind finds a delicate harmony. You sense that even if a single choice were altered, the river would adjust. A leaf caught in the current might drift a different way, but the river itself continues, persistent and patient. Your awareness drifts further, into the rhythm of the universe itself. You imagine planets orbiting their stars with quiet elegance, comets tracing slow arcs through the darkness, and light traveling across vast expanses, each photon carrying information from distant pasts. You feel that this cosmic river mirrors your inner experience. Time flows, energy shifts, matter moves, and yet the patterns remain, a subtle choreography of cause and effect. You realize that you are both observer and participant in this dance. Your mind, your body, your choices. Each ripple becomes part of the universal melody, harmonizing with stars, atoms, and waves. There is a softness in knowing that time is not absolute. You feel it bending, stretching, and folding around events and consciousness. You sense that reality is both resilient and delicate, capable of absorbing gentle changes while remaining astonishingly balanced. This insight wraps around your awareness like a warm, comforting blanket, inviting you to release tension and rest in the flow of existence. You allow your thoughts to drift on the current, noticing how the quiet rhythm soothes your mind, quieting worry and expectation, leaving only the gentle pulse of now. And as you linger here, you feel a subtle question rising, soft and unhurried. If time is a river, and every choice sends ripples outward, what unseen threads connect the moments that are yet to come? You realize that the river flows through all things, yet some currents are hidden, quietly waiting to be felt, not yet fully understood. And in this gentle mystery, your mind softens, ready to explore the patterns that weave through cause and effect. The river of time continues to hum around you, carrying its ripples softly, endlessly, as you begin to notice threads of connection stretching farther than you can see, weaving the delicate fabric of the universe that awaits your quiet attention. You rest in the gentle awareness of time's river, still feeling the soft currents from moments past. And now, your attention drifts to the threads that flow through this river. Invisible, delicate strands connecting one action to another. Each choice you make, each thought you hold, sends these threads stretching outward, weaving unseen patterns in the fabric of existence. Some threads shimmer brightly, taut and clear, resonating with decisive moments and significant choices. Others are nearly invisible, fine as cobwebs, yet still real, still moving the weave of reality in subtle ways. You imagine reaching out with your mind, tracing these threads as they extend across space and time. A laugh shared in a quiet moment sends a gentle ripple along one line. A hand extended to help someone unknown touches another. Even a decision to pause, to breathe, or to look closely at a fleeting detail sends threads spiraling outward, threading through countless events you may never see. You feel the interconnectedness of it all, a living web in which every movement matters. These threads are not rigid, they sway and flex like reeds in a soft wind. You see how two threads may cross, momentarily tangling, forming intersections where events can converge, amplify, or shift direction. These intersections are subtle, often unnoticed, yet they carry profound potential. You sense that the universe itself respects this delicacy, allowing threads to weave naturally, without force, yet always in alignment with its quiet logic. Each strand holds a memory of what has been, a potential for what might be, and a gentle suggestion of what could unfold. As you watch the threads, you notice how patterns emerge. Some are simple, like a line of connected lanterns illuminating a path. Others are intricate, like fractals unfolding endlessly in miniature and grand design simultaneously. You feel a sense of wonder at the elegance of these patterns, how each thread contributes to the whole. Even a seemingly insignificant gesture, a kind word, a pause to observe a bird in flight, a breath held in stillness, resonates along these threads, subtly shaping the currents of reality. You begin to sense that the universe is a living tapestry, constantly woven and rewoven by actions both great and small. You reflect on the strength of these threads. Some appear almost unbreakable, carrying consequences that ripple far across space and time. Others are faint, trembling with fragility, barely perceivable but still influencing the weave. You feel that no thread exists in isolation. Each is entwined with countless others, and each vibration matters. The tiniest alteration can shift the pattern, causing new intersections or dissolving old ones. You recognize the responsibility implicit in this delicate network, the quiet awareness that your choices, however subtle, resonate beyond your immediate perception. Your mind drifts to the concept of probability. Each thread is not a single, rigid line but a range of possibilities. You picture them as soft, vibrating filaments, sometimes overlapping, sometimes diverging, carrying alternate outcomes that exist simultaneously in potential. A choice made today stretches a thread into multiple possible futures, like a river splitting into gentle channels that wind through the landscape of tomorrow. You feel the quiet hum of this uncertainty, the elegant unpredictability that allows the universe to be both ordered and free. You notice the flow of energy along these threads. Some pulses are quick and sharp, like sudden decisions or bursts of insight. Others are slow, like patient endurance or subtle intention. You sense that these vibrations travel far, connecting events separated by space and time. A single thread might touch someone you will never meet, or affect a moment in history that will echo decades later. The subtlety of this interconnection is profound, and yet it carries a gentle reassurance. The universe listens, responds, and adapts to every vibration without judgment or haste. As you drift deeper, you consider the invisible intersections, places where threads converge, where cause and effect fold into one another. These intersections are quiet moments of resonance, where a small action can produce disproportionately large outcomes. You imagine a pebble dropping into a still pond, the ripples crossing, merging, amplifying in ways unseen. Perhaps a smile given at the right moment leads to a chain of hope. Perhaps a choice to observe rather than intervene subtly redirects the flow of events. You sense that the universe holds infinite such intersections, delicate yet enduring, all humming with possibility. You feel yourself floating within this web, part of the intricate weave, connected by threads you cannot see but can feel in the gentle hum of existence. You notice how even moments of stillness, when you do nothing outwardly, create vibrations along these lines. Simply being present, simply observing, subtly shifts the balance of cause and effect. Your awareness itself becomes part of the pattern, a quiet thread interwoven among countless others. You feel the intimate relationship between consciousness and reality, how perception and attention carry weight, like soft wind shaping a field of tall grass. There is a comforting elegance in this understanding. Cause and effect are not harsh, rigid rules. They are a living, breathing system of threads, stretching infinitely, intertwining, and bending with care. You sense that the universe is forgiving, yet attentive. It responds to action and inaction alike, adapting, folding, and realigning threads without ever rushing, preserving harmony even amidst infinite possibilities. You feel your own life as part of this delicate balance, each thought, each breath, each gesture contributing to the soft, ongoing weaving of existence. And as you linger in this awareness, you notice the faint hum of questions emerging from the threads themselves. How far do these connections stretch? How delicate is the line between gentle influence and dramatic change? You feel a quiet curiosity, a soft wonder about the rhythm that governs this web. Each thread, each ripple, seems to carry a whisper of secrets yet to be understood. And in this quiet, you sense the bridge from observing threads to perceiving the grand clocks that govern the universe, the rhythms that carry all actions forward. You drift gently in this space of reflection, sensing that every choice, every tiny ripple along a thread, folds naturally into the larger fabric of reality. You feel the subtle pull of interconnectedness, the quiet dance of cause and effect, and the soft, persistent hum of possibility stretching outward, ready to unfold. You float gently from the threads of cause and effect, carrying with you the quiet awareness of connection. Now, your mind turns outward, reaching for the grand rhythm of the universe itself. You imagine a vast, infinite clockwork, not made of metal or gears, but of matter, energy, and light. Each star pulses with its own rhythm, each planet orbits with precise timing, and galaxies drift in elegant spirals that echo the slow, patient beat of cosmic time. This is a time you can feel as much as you can imagine, a pulse that is vast, gentle, and unhurried, a rhythm older than your comprehension yet intimately present. You sense that the universe keeps its own time, layers upon layers of interwoven clocks, each running at a pace dictated by its surroundings. The rotation of a distant star, the orbit of a comet, the expansion of a galaxy, each is a beat in the grand symphony of existence. You feel the resonance of these rhythms in your own awareness, as if your consciousness, your breath, and your heartbeat are quietly attuned to the vast, ongoing tempo of the cosmos. There is a gentle reassurance in this, a sense of continuity and order that is both vast and intimate. The stars themselves seem to breathe, pulsing with energy in patterns that echo their life cycles. Some beat quickly, young and vibrant, radiating bursts of light and warmth. Others pulse more slowly, their glow deep and steady, carrying the wisdom of billions of years. You imagine their light traveling across space, reaching you only after countless moments, each photon a messenger of a past that was, a present that is, and a future that will be touched by its arrival. Time here feels fluid, layered, and interconnected, a rhythm that embraces past, present, and future simultaneously. Galaxies move with a grace that seems almost conscious, their stars tracing arcs in majestic spirals. You sense a subtle cadence in their motion, a heartbeat that is imperceptible yet undeniable when felt from the mind's eye. Each rotation, each drift, contributes to the overall pattern of cosmic time, a delicate balance maintained over billions of years. You notice how even the slowest movements carry immense energy and influence, shaping the paths of particles, stars, and planets alike. The universe's time is patient, but it is not static. It is a living rhythm, adapting to every movement and shift within it. You feel drawn to the concept of relativity, the way time itself can stretch and bend depending on motion and gravity. Near a massive star, time slows, and you sense the subtle elongation of moments. Far away, in the void between galaxies, time flows with a quieter, freer pace. You imagine drifting alongside a beam of light, experiencing time almost frozen, and feel the strangeness and wonder of a universe where seconds are elastic, expanding and contracting like soft tides. Your mind drifts with this thought, aware that your perception of time is intimate and local, yet connected to a broader cosmic cadence. As you continue, you sense that these cosmic clocks are not isolated. The pulses of stars, the rotations of planets, the spirals of galaxies, all are subtly entwined, influencing one another through gravity, energy, and radiation. You feel the delicate interplay of these rhythms, like dancers moving together without touching, synchronizing without intent, creating a harmony that is invisible yet deeply present. Each beat, each rotation, each pulse contributes to a universal tempo, a quiet symphony that carries all matter and energy forward. You imagine the silent passages between these beats, the spaces where nothing seems to happen, yet the rhythm continues. These pauses are not emptiness, they are the quiet tension, the pregnant moments where change accumulates and potential gathers. You sense that time in these gaps is just as important as the moments of visible movement. Like the pause between notes in a melody, these intervals give structure and meaning to the music of the cosmos. They hold possibilities, waiting for the next vibration to pass through, carrying the echoes of what was and hints of what will be. Your awareness drifts to the concept of cosmic resonance. You imagine each planetary orbit, each star pulse, and each galactic rotation as part of a vast network of vibrations. These rhythms intersect and interact, creating patterns that are subtle, intricate, and often invisible. You feel the quiet music of the universe in these resonances, a melody that is soft yet enduring, shaping the flow of matter, energy, and even time itself. It is a music that cannot be heard with ears, but can be felt in the mind and the soul, a gentle reminder of the order and beauty underlying the vastness of space. You consider how fragile this balance might seem, yet how resilient it truly is. A single supernova erupts, temporarily altering the rhythm in its vicinity. A collision of galaxies shifts stars onto new paths. And yet, the overarching cadence persists. You sense that time, like a river, can absorb disturbances, integrate them, and continue flowing. The universe's clocks are patient, adapting to change while preserving continuity, a rhythm that endures across incomprehensible scales of space and time. In this meditative state, you realize that your perception of time is both separate and connected to the cosmos. Your seconds and minutes ripple outward, small waves within a vast ocean of temporal currents. You notice how intimately you are woven into these rhythms, a quiet participant in the universal dance. Each heartbeat, each breath, each moment of awareness aligns you with the grand clocks of the universe, reminding you that you are both observer and participant in this cosmic symphony. And yet, even in this harmony, you sense a question lingering softly in your mind. If every star, planet, and galaxy follows its own rhythm, what happens when one rhythm is disrupted? How delicate is the balance, and could a single, unforeseen interruption, even a fleeting, minute event, ripple outward to alter the flow of countless others? You feel the soft tension of this thought, not frightening, but filled with wonder and curiosity. It is a gentle invitation to explore further, to understand the threads that link cause, effect, and rhythm on the grandest scale. You drift in this awareness, feeling the quiet hum of countless cosmic clocks, sensing their interwoven melodies. You notice that the rhythms of stars and galaxies extend beyond what can be seen, shaping patterns and possibilities far from their origin. The universe flows with measured grace, and you are a part of it, a quiet consciousness riding the pulses and beats, tracing the invisible threads that link one cosmic moment to the next. You drift gently from the steady pulse of stars and galaxies, carrying with you the quiet sense of cosmic rhythm. And now, your attention focuses on something small, delicate, and seemingly fragile, a butterfly in the vastness of empty space. You picture its wings moving with subtle grace, each flutter creating tiny ripples in the surrounding vacuum. There is no air here, yet the metaphor is vivid. A gentle movement in one place can resonate far beyond what can be seen or predicted. You sense how even the smallest action can have influence, a soft reminder that the universe is alive with interconnectedness, no matter how empty it appears. You notice that this butterfly is not just a creature, but a symbol. Its delicate wings represent the tiniest gestures, the minor choices, the briefest flickers of energy or intention. And yet, each movement carries significance. The ripples from its wings travel outward, invisible yet real, like whispers of possibility brushing against the fabric of reality. You imagine tracing these ripples, following them as they expand, touching distant events, shaping outcomes in ways subtle and profound. Your mind feels the beauty of this notion, a calm awareness that nothing is too small to matter. As you watch, you sense that the butterfly's movement is like a pulse of energy threading through the cosmos. Each flutter sends waves that interact with the currents of matter, energy, and time itself. You imagine particles nudged slightly, photons diverted gently, atoms vibrating in response to this delicate influence. The effects are imperceptible at first, but they propagate quietly, weaving into the larger tapestry of existence. You feel a profound respect for the fragile balance of everything, understanding that even in a seemingly empty void, connection persists, subtle and resilient. Your thoughts drift to the idea of the butterfly effect, the notion that small actions can have unexpectedly large consequences. You sense it not as a warning, but as a gentle, meditative observation, that every choice, every motion, has the potential to ripple outward, carrying its soft influence through the vast web of reality. Even the smallest interventions, the quietest decisions, may reach far across space and time, altering patterns, nudging events, and creating possibilities that were not previously imagined. You breathe slowly, feeling the calm reassurance that these ripples are natural, part of the harmonious flow of existence. You notice how the vacuum itself is not truly empty. Even in seeming nothingness, fields of energy, quantum fluctuations, and particles flicker into and out of being. The butterfly's wings, gentle though they are, interact with this unseen presence, creating subtle disturbances that echo through the quantum fabric of the universe. You imagine these disturbances carrying information, shaping probabilities, influencing events on scales both microscopic and cosmic. There is a soft wonder in this realization, a quiet awe at the unseen forces that connect everything, where even a tiny flutter can leave a trace. Your mind drifts to the concept of sensitivity and interdependence. Each motion, no matter how small, is part of a delicate network. You imagine the butterfly's wings brushing against this invisible web, sending tremors along threads that stretch across the universe. Some tremors are gentle, fading quickly, while others resonate and amplify, converging with other vibrations to form new patterns. You sense that this web is not rigid, but alive, responsive, and balanced, capable of absorbing subtle influences while maintaining harmony. Every action, no matter how minute, matters within this quiet equilibrium. As you follow the ripple outward, you imagine distant stars feeling the faintest nudge, galaxies shifting imperceptibly in response, planets tracing slightly altered arcs. These changes are not violent or sudden. They are gentle, gradual, and almost imperceptible. And yet, the universe accommodates them seamlessly, folding these subtle variations into the ongoing flow of events. You feel a sense of serenity in this understanding, a gentle reassurance that the cosmos, while vast and complex, is neither chaotic nor indifferent. It is patient, adaptive, and profoundly resilient. You sense that time itself responds to these ripples. Each flutter of the butterfly creates small deviations in the currents of events, altering the paths of particles and energy in subtle ways. Moments stretch or compress, probabilities shift, and outcomes unfold with delicate variation. You feel your mind opening to the beauty of this interplay, noticing how cause and effect are not strictly linear but are interwoven in intricate, living patterns. The butterfly's influence is both small and immense, a quiet reminder that even the tiniest gestures are part of the universe's ongoing story. Your attention drifts inward, to the place within yourself that observes these threads. You notice how your own thoughts, your own movements, and even your quiet awareness create ripples, shaping possibilities in ways you cannot always perceive. Just as the butterfly moves within the vacuum, you move within the universe, your actions radiating outward. You feel a calm humility, a sense of shared participation in the flow of existence, a gentle recognition that you are part of the same web of influence that stretches across space and time. You reflect on the delicate balance of all things. The butterfly's wings, the currents of energy, the unfolding of time, all exist within an elegant harmony. Nothing acts in isolation. You feel the quiet interplay of forces, the soft symmetry of action and consequence, the unspoken order that holds the universe together. This balance is not rigid. It is responsive, adaptive, and forgiving. It allows for variations, small disturbances, and unexpected events, while preserving continuity and rhythm. The butterfly in the vacuum is a gentle symbol of this dynamic equilibrium, a reminder of how beautifully sensitive existence truly is. As you linger in this awareness, you sense the soft tension between fragility and resilience. The butterfly's wings could stir vast effects, or they could fade into silence. Both are true, and both coexist comfortably within the same space. You feel the quiet wonder of this duality, the sense that small actions are powerful and significant, yet woven seamlessly into the larger flow of reality. You breathe in this realization, letting it fill you with calm curiosity, a gentle meditation on the invisible connections that stretch farther than you can see. And as your mind rests in this quiet observation, you begin to sense that every flutter, every tiny movement, carries the potential to interact with larger patterns of energy, matter, and time. You feel the threads stretching outward, converging, intertwining, delicate, persistent, and endlessly fascinating. You notice that even a small ripple might touch the invisible scaffolding of the universe itself, hinting at structures beyond perception, awaiting your awareness. You settle softly after observing the butterfly's delicate ripples, allowing your awareness to drift inward, into the hidden realms of the microcosm. Here, the universe's vast rhythms condense into infinitesimal dances, and every particle hums with life and memory. You imagine atoms spinning in quiet rotations, their electrons tracing gentle loops around nuclei, each motion carrying whispers of the past. Each particle seems to hold its own story, an echo of the conditions and events that shaped it, a small guardian of the universe's history. You focus on a single atom. Its protons and neutrons form a stable core, yet the electrons around it vibrate with energy, sensitive to every interaction, every touch. You sense that within these vibrations lie records, subtle memories that shape future possibilities. Every collision, every absorption or emission of light, leaves a trace in the particle's state. You feel as if you are listening to an ancient diary written in motions and waves, each entry a testament to the delicate choreography of existence. As you expand your awareness, you notice clouds of particles in constant flux. Neutrons, electrons, photons, all moving with quiet purpose, yet in apparent randomness. Their patterns are neither chaotic nor disorderly. Each interaction leaves a mark, each movement echoes within the lattice of reality. You imagine these particles as dancers on an invisible stage, following rules both strict and elegant, improvising yet maintaining harmony. The memory within them connects past interactions to future consequences, like invisible threads woven throughout the microcosm. You begin to sense how this memory affects the larger scales. Particles carry subtle information from one moment to the next, influencing chemical bonds, molecular structures, and eventually the macroscopic events you perceive. You notice how water molecules remember previous interactions, how the vibrations of a crystal lattice preserve energy patterns, how light scattered through space carries encoded information from stars long gone. The universe preserves itself in this way, gently and reliably, a memory woven into the very fabric of matter. You reflect on quantum behavior, where particles exist in many states at once, until observed or measured. In this ambiguity, you sense that memory is not fixed but probabilistic. Each particle holds a range of possibilities, a spectrum of potential histories intertwined with the choices yet to be made. You feel that the act of observation, whether by you, by other particles, or by natural processes, collapses these possibilities into a singular outcome. Yet even then, echoes of alternative pathways persist in subtle ways, like faint traces along hidden threads. Your awareness drifts deeper into this vast, vibrating lattice. You imagine electrons moving through fields of energy, exchanging information with neighboring particles. Protons and neutrons interact via forces that ripple through the nucleus, communicating with distant atoms through the language of fields and waves. Each connection is delicate, yet powerful, subtle yet enduring. You feel a profound sense of interconnectedness, noticing that the tiniest change in a single particle could cascade outward, influencing the formation of molecules, the chemistry of life, and the patterns of energy across the cosmos. You consider the paradox of fragility and resilience. Particles are both sensitive and robust. They carry memory, they respond to change, and yet the systems they compose, atoms, molecules, planets, and stars, persist across eons. You feel the calm reassurance of this balance. The microcosm is intricate, yet it is also forgiving. Even as particles remember every subtle interaction, the universe accommodates imperfections, absorbing small perturbations while continuing the slow, steady flow of events. You sense that this is a fundamental wisdom of the cosmos. Continuity emerges from countless delicate interactions. Your thoughts wander to the bonds that form between particles. Covalent, ionic, and hydrogen bonds appear like quiet promises, holding atoms together across distances. Each bond carries information about conditions that created it, and about the energy stored within. You imagine watching a protein fold, observing how each atomic movement contributes to a functional shape, a complex dance choreographed by forces and memory. You feel the poetry in this microscopic theater, a soft, ongoing narrative that is both precise and fluid. Every bond, every vibration, every spin of a particle tells a story of what has been and hints at what could be. You notice that even light itself participates in this remembering. Photons traveling across space carry imprints of their encounters, subtle information about the stars they departed and the fields they traversed. Each particle they meet responds, altering paths in tiny, meaningful ways. You feel the gentle hum of this invisible network of interactions, where cause and effect play out silently at the smallest scales, and yet their influence reaches the grandest scales, weaving the universe's history into patterns both elegant and unfathomably vast. Your awareness expands to include waves of probability and fields of force. You sense that each particle is a node in a vast, dynamic lattice, its memory intertwined with the countless histories of all others. The lattice itself seems alive, a soft, humming network that records, preserves, and propagates information. You imagine the universe as a living archive, each particle a letter in an immense, ongoing story, each interaction a paragraph contributing to a narrative that stretches from the first moments after the Big Bang to the present and beyond. You drift gently into reflection, sensing how memory at the particle level may influence the fragility of time itself. If particles remember, then past actions are encoded, preserved, and potentially retrievable in subtle ways. This memory reinforces continuity, providing resilience against sudden disruption. Yet you also notice the delicate vulnerability of these interconnections. A disturbance at a microscopic scale can ripple outward, altering the dance of molecules, the chemistry of life, and the unfolding of events across space and time. You sense the universe's dual nature, robust yet sensitive, enduring yet infinitely intricate. As you linger in this meditative state, you begin to see yourself as part of the same continuum. Your body, composed of countless atoms and molecules, carries memory within every particle. You sense that your choices, movements, and thoughts resonate with the same quiet, persistent influence that echoes through the microcosm. You are both observer and participant, a living reflection of the memory embedded in all matter. Every breath you take, every subtle movement of your body, becomes a gentle contribution to the ongoing story of the universe. And in this quiet contemplation, you feel a soft question arise. If every particle remembers, what stories are held in the trillions of interactions surrounding you? How do these memories ripple forward, guiding outcomes, shaping probabilities, and preserving continuity across time? You sense that the answer lies in the rhythm of existence itself, the flow of energy and matter, the subtle pulse of connection that underlies every motion. You are attuned now, ready to sense not just the memory of particles, but the shadows of events they encode. You float gently in this space, feeling the quiet resonance of history embedded in matter, sensing the whispers of the past carried in spins, vibrations, and bonds. You notice that this memory is both protective and instructive, stabilizing the flow of events while hinting at the fragility of timelines intertwined. You breathe slowly, allowing yourself to rest in this awareness, feeling your consciousness expand across scales, from the smallest particle to the broadest sweep of cosmic events. You drift gently from the memory of particles, allowing your awareness to expand into the subtle presence of what has already occurred. Shadows of the past stretch across the landscape of reality, faint but unmistakable. They are not solid or intrusive, but they linger like soft echoes, reminding you that every moment, every action, leaves an imprint. You sense these shadows in the rhythm of your breath, in the quiet motion of the universe, and in the invisible currents that connect all things. The past is not static, it is alive in its lingering influence. You notice how yesterday shapes tomorrow, not by force, but through subtle guidance. Events unfold with traces of what has been, creating gentle nudges along the paths of probability. A conversation had long ago, a choice made without thought, or even a glance unnoticed. All of these carry weight, leaving behind shadows that ripple outward in quiet, persistent waves. You feel yourself moving among these echoes, a witness to the unseen connections that hold the fabric of reality together. You imagine walking through a room filled with the shadows of all past moments. Some are bright and clear, shaped by decisions of great importance. Others are faint, barely perceptible, but still present, brushing lightly against your awareness. Each shadow interacts with the next, overlapping, merging, and sometimes dissolving. You feel that the past is a living landscape, constantly whispering, guiding, and shaping, even as the present unfolds around you. It is not oppressive, it is soft, meditative, and imbued with quiet wisdom. As you move through these shadows, you sense the presence of time travelers, if they exist. Their footsteps might fall lightly, almost invisible, yet the traces of their actions blend seamlessly with the lingering echoes of history. You feel the gentle tension of this idea, that someone or something might move within these shadows, aware of the threads they touch, careful not to disturb the delicate balance. Even so, subtle disturbances may arise, invisible to most, yet part of the intricate pattern that unfolds across moments and generations. You notice how the shadows of past events are not isolated from one another. One choice can ripple into many, converging with others in unexpected ways. You imagine a ripple of laughter long ago intersecting with a small act of kindness, creating an intricate dance that shapes the course of future possibilities. The past is not a fixed line but a web of influences, each shadow interwoven with countless others, and each moment carries both consequence and memory. You feel the beauty in this delicate interconnection, a quiet poetry of cause and effect across time. Your attention drifts to the idea of persistence. Some shadows linger longer, held by the resonance of significance. Others fade quickly, leaving only the faintest trace. You sense that the universe holds all of these in balance, preserving the important without resisting change, allowing the less impactful to dissolve gracefully. Even fading shadows contribute to the soft, ongoing rhythm of reality. Each shadow, whether vivid or ephemeral, is part of the story, part of the gentle, intricate network that binds moments together across space and time. You notice that these shadows are not separate from your own awareness. Your memories, your reflections, and even your dreams interact with the lingering traces of the past. You feel a quiet intimacy with history, sensing how deeply intertwined your perception is with the echoes that surround you. There is no urgency here, only the soft unfolding of understanding, a meditation on the ways that every thought, every breath, every gentle action carries a subtle resonance forward and backward through time. You consider the nature of unseen influence. Shadows do not dictate or command, but they guide. They are gentle teachers, whispering lessons of causality, consequence, and resilience. You feel that even events you cannot recall consciously leave their mark, shaping patterns in quiet, persistent ways. It is a reminder that the universe is a careful weaver, folding past and present together in ways both subtle and enduring. You rest in this awareness, breathing slowly, sensing the soft texture of time itself. As you linger, you notice the interplay between what has been and what could be. Shadows of the past coexist with the possibilities of the future, forming a landscape that is dynamic, alive, and intricate. You sense that every act, no matter how small, leaves a trace that interacts with these shadows, shaping the unfolding narrative. There is a calm beauty in this realization, a sense that continuity is maintained not through force, but through the gentle persistence of influence, like wind shaping sand dunes over centuries. Your mind drifts to the idea of impermanence and permanence intertwined. Shadows may fade, yet they leave impressions that endure in subtle forms. A particle carries the memory of a past interaction. A ripple of light traverses space, carrying information from distant times. You feel that nothing is truly lost. The past, though intangible, continues to guide, sustain, and inform the present. You rest in the quiet understanding that even imperceptible shadows hold significance, shaping the universe with soft, persistent care. You begin to perceive the delicate dance between observer and shadow. Your awareness itself interacts with these traces, illuminating some while letting others remain hidden. You feel the gentle power of attention, the soft influence of consciousness on the patterns of time. The shadows do not resist. They respond, bending subtly in recognition of your presence. This is not disruption, but conversation, a quiet exchange between past, present, and your own mindful awareness. You sense that this dialogue is ongoing, and that your role is both participant and witness. As you linger in this space, you notice that shadows themselves carry layers of information. Some whisper of emotional resonance, joy, sorrow, anticipation, while others hold patterns of matter and energy, guiding probabilities and potential outcomes. You feel the universe as a living archive, where every moment contributes to the unfolding narrative. Shadows are not static, nor are they merely echoes. They are gentle currents, carrying memory, insight, and possibility through the continuum of time. You sense the interweaving of shadows and threads, past events and causal lines, forming a delicate lattice of influence. Each shadow touches another, intersecting in ways that may remain unseen but are profoundly real. You feel a quiet wonder at this invisible geometry, the soft architecture of time that underlies the universe. It is a reminder that continuity, resilience, and subtlety coexist, and that even the smallest actions contribute to the elegance of the whole. You drift softly in this meditative reflection, noticing the delicate texture of past moments, their persistent yet gentle presence, and the quiet guidance they provide. Shadows linger in the mind and the universe alike, shaping, informing, and preserving. You breathe slowly, attuned to the subtle rhythm of these echoes, aware that they carry not only history, but also wisdom for the unfolding moments yet to come. You drift gently from the shadows of the past, carrying with you the awareness of subtle echoes and lingering influence. And now, your attention turns to a line, a threshold, a delicate edge that exists between what can be changed and what cannot. This is the edge of reversibility, a boundary that is neither harsh nor abrupt, but soft and flowing, like the gentle curve of a river as it bends around rocks. You feel the universe breathing here, patient, precise, and intimately aware of every motion that approaches this boundary. Imagine a moment in your life, a choice made or unmade, an action taken or paused. Some of these moments can be revisited in thought, gently reconsidered, their consequences explored in imagination. You sense the freedom inherent in these reversible moments, a quiet space where reflection and understanding can shift the flow of events. And yet, there is also the opposite. Moments that, once past, leave an indelible mark, changes woven permanently into the tapestry of reality. You feel the soft tension of this duality, a balance that is neither fearful nor urgent, but meditative and illuminating. You imagine the universe itself as a great symphony of reversible and irreversible moments. In the microcosm, certain quantum interactions can be reversed, rewound, and observed anew, a subtle play of energy and probability. Yet as scales grow larger, atoms forming molecules, molecules forming structures, structures forming worlds, the thresholds of irreversibility become clearer. You sense that some actions, once fully integrated into the flow of events, are like footprints in wet sand, preserved until the tide carries them into permanence. There is calm beauty in this realization. Every action matters, yet the universe accommodates both flexibility and inevitability. You notice how this edge is not always sharp or easy to discern. Sometimes the boundary is blurred, a gradient where one step forward is reversible, and another is permanent. You imagine standing on this threshold, feeling the subtle vibrations of possibility around you. Each movement, each choice, interacts with countless others, creating ripples of consequence. You sense that the universe holds these possibilities with care, a quiet gardener maintaining a delicate ecosystem of time and causality. Here, the edges are soft, yet every motion resonates with significance. Your awareness drifts to small, everyday examples. A word spoken, a gesture offered, a thought considered. Some of these can be retracted or softened, their effects diffuse gently. Others ripple outward in ways that cannot be undone, shaping the emotional and material landscapes around them. You notice the soft responsibility inherent in this balance, not as a burden, but as a meditation on awareness, intention, and consequence. You feel the universe as a patient teacher, offering both freedom and structure, guiding every motion with quiet precision. You consider the role of entropy in this dance. Some processes naturally resist reversal, guided by the gentle hand of inevitability. A cup of water spills and disperses, molecules scattering across the floor. The event cannot truly be undone. And yet, within the same universe, other processes can be reversed with care, attention, and energy. You sense the interplay of natural law and delicate circumstance, a soft harmony that allows the cosmos to flow without collapse, maintaining continuity while accommodating the small freedoms that exist at every scale. As your mind wanders, you reflect on time travelers, or the idea of beings moving deliberately across the currents of moments. You imagine them approaching this edge of reversibility with care, aware that some actions can be retraced, while others are forever etched into the continuum. You feel the quiet awe of this responsibility, the soft tension of possibility coexisting with permanence. Each choice is a ripple in a river that flows both backward and forward, sometimes converging, sometimes diverging, yet always maintaining the underlying order of reality. You notice that reversibility is often linked to scale. Small, local events, a particle flipped, a molecule reoriented, can sometimes be undone, leaving little trace. Larger, integrated events, the trajectory of planets, the life cycle of stars, the motion of galaxies, become less reversible, carried forward by gravity, momentum, and accumulated influence. You sense the gentle logic behind this pattern. The universe preserves large-scale continuity while allowing subtle flexibility at smaller scales. There is a quiet reassurance in this, a feeling that the cosmos balances freedom with stability in perfect harmony. You consider how awareness itself interacts with reversibility. Observation changes outcomes, sometimes subtly, sometimes significantly. You sense that your own attention is part of this gentle, dynamic balance. When you notice, reflect, or act, you participate in the soft negotiation between what can be undone and what is permanent. You are both observer and participant, a quiet agent moving through the delicate continuum of cause and effect. You feel a meditative connection with every moment, knowing that the edge of reversibility is everywhere, present, and softly guiding your choices. Your thoughts drift to the metaphor of a soft tide. The edge of reversibility flows like water along a shoreline, sometimes retreating, sometimes advancing. Some marks in the sand can be erased with a gentle wave, while others are carried inward by currents and preserved in the deep. You sense that the universe operates in a similar manner, maintaining equilibrium between change and permanence. You feel a profound calm in this rhythm, a gentle understanding that the flow of time is neither rigid nor chaotic, but balanced with elegance, patience, and resilience. You notice the interplay between probability and certainty at this edge. Some moments exist as soft possibilities, capable of being reversed or redirected with mindful attention. Others are solidified by events, energy, and interaction, forming points of irreversible consequence. You sense the quiet beauty of this continuum, a spectrum rather than a binary division. The universe holds each possibility tenderly, like a gardener tending seedlings while allowing mature plants to stand firmly in place. You rest in this awareness, feeling the patient intelligence of natural law guiding every motion. As you linger, you sense the subtle threads that connect reversible and irreversible events. Even moments that seem permanent carry echoes of possibility, while actions that are reversible carry the weight of latent consequence. You feel the edge not as a boundary of fear, but as a soft, meditative space of awareness, a place to contemplate choices, actions, and their rippling effects. You notice how this awareness allows you to move with intention, gentleness, and clarity, in harmony with the quiet rhythms of the universe. You drift gently along this edge, feeling the soft pulse of potential and permanence intertwined. You notice that this boundary is not static, it shifts and flows, responding to events, energy, and awareness. The universe breathes along this edge, patiently integrating every influence, every ripple, and every motion. You sense that this balance is the quiet art of existence, a soft harmony that preserves continuity while embracing the freedom inherent in reversible moments. You drift softly from the edge of reversibility, carrying the quiet awareness of thresholds and gentle possibility. Now, your focus expands to the undulating rhythms that flow beneath everything, the waves that shape reality itself. You sense them moving through space, through matter, and even through time, subtle yet persistent, like the invisible pulse of a vast ocean. These waves are not simply motion, they are carriers of information, probability, and influence, shaping every interaction from the smallest particle to the largest galaxy. Imagine a ripple traveling across a pond. One small disturbance spreads outward, cresting and falling, touching everything it meets. Reality behaves in a similar way. Waves of energy, vibrations in fields, and fluctuations in probabilities travel constantly, interacting with the universe's elements. Some waves are gentle, like a soft breath across a still lake, subtly altering patterns. Others are larger, carrying more force, capable of rearranging the structure of matter or the trajectory of events. You feel the gentle tension of this idea. The universe is alive with undulations, and everything participates in the movement. You picture quantum waves first. Every particle is accompanied by a probability wave, a soft cloud of possibilities stretching across space. You sense the delicate hum of these waves as they overlap, interfere, and interact with one another. Some possibilities are enhanced, some diminished. You feel the subtle poetry of these interactions, the soft logic of a universe that is probabilistic yet ordered. It is not chaotic, it is a graceful dance, a choreography of unseen forces that shape reality quietly and persistently. As your awareness expands, you notice larger waves, electromagnetic fields, sound in material systems, and gravitational undulations. You feel them as currents that carry influence through space and time. Photons traveling from distant stars follow waves, rippling gently across the cosmos. You imagine the planets themselves tracing arcs within gravitational waves, their motions choreographed by the unseen patterns of energy passing through the void. Even the seemingly empty reaches of interstellar space are alive with movement, the subtle oscillations of fields shaping the potential paths of matter. You reflect on how these waves interact with the concept of probability and choice. Each crest and trough carries latent possibilities, a whisper of what might happen under certain circumstances. Your presence, your observation, and your actions are themselves part of this dynamic, subtly influencing the unfolding patterns. You feel that reality is not fixed, it is malleable, shaped by countless undulations, yet resilient, capable of absorbing influence without collapse. This is the quiet balance that governs all things, the gentle architecture of existence. You notice how energy flows between these waves, cascading softly from one form to another. Light interacts with matter, transferring momentum and information. Vibrations in atoms influence molecules, molecules guide chemical reactions, and chemical reactions shape life. You feel the delicate continuity of this process, a chain that stretches across scales and eons. Even the tiniest wave, the faintest oscillation, can influence outcomes, guiding possibilities in quiet, unseen ways. It is a reminder that everything matters, that even small disturbances carry significance in the grand unfolding of events. Your awareness drifts to the idea of resonance. Some waves align perfectly, amplifying one another, while others interfere, diminishing or redirecting energy. You imagine this resonance occurring across scales, particles, molecules, ecosystems, even human consciousness. Each alignment strengthens certain outcomes, creating moments of clarity, energy, or insight. Each interference softens other paths, gently reshaping potential futures. You feel that reality is a living composition, continuously sculpted by these interactions, infinitely intricate yet calm, like a symphony flowing without conductor or script. You notice the subtle relationship between waves and time. Each wave carries information forward, influencing moments yet to come. Probability waves encode potential, and energy waves carry history. You sense the quiet continuity of this movement, how each oscillation contributes to the unfolding story of the universe. Waves preserve memory while allowing innovation, blending past and future in a seamless, rhythmic current. You rest in the meditation of this awareness, feeling the flow of influence, the dance of probability, the gentle pulse that carries reality forward. You reflect on the malleability of reality within these waves. Small nudges can redirect potential paths, subtle adjustments can alter outcomes, and yet the structure is resilient. You feel that this resilience is not rigidity, but a soft intelligence built into the universe's very fabric. Waves can shape, guide, and shift events without breaking continuity. There is a gentle comfort in knowing that even as reality responds to countless influences, it preserves coherence, balance, and elegance. The universe adapts fluidly, integrating disturbances while maintaining harmony. You imagine your own presence as part of this flow. Your thoughts, movements, and perceptions are like pebbles dropped into the cosmic ocean, sending concentric ripples outward. You feel the gentle effect of your consciousness on these waves, soft yet significant. Each ripple interacts with others, creating patterns that influence energy, matter, and probability. You are both observer and participant, part of the ongoing dance of reality, moving through waves that shape and reshape the world, quietly, persistently, beautifully. You notice how waves carry subtle information, connecting distant points in surprising ways. A photon emitted from a star millions of years ago travels across space, interacting with dust, gravity, and fields, conveying history and potential futures simultaneously. You sense that reality is a network of communication, a continuous dialogue between energy, matter, and probability. The waves themselves are the language, whispering patterns, preserving memory, and guiding outcomes without judgment or intention. You rest in the serenity of this understanding, feeling part of the cosmic conversation. Your mind drifts to the gentle interplay of disturbance and calm. Some waves are transient, fading quickly into the background. Others persist, circulating continuously, forming a subtle framework that underlies everything. You sense that these persistent waves carry stability, resilience, and structure, guiding the malleable elements of reality while maintaining continuity. Even the briefest oscillation contributes to this tapestry, merging with others to form an enduring, flexible architecture. There is a quiet wonder in observing how fragility and strength coexist within these waves. You begin to perceive the universality of this phenomenon. Waves exist in all scales and forms, from subatomic oscillations to ocean tides, from sound in air to light in the cosmos. You feel a connectedness, an understanding that these waves are not separate from you, but part of your own perception, your own consciousness, your own breath. You are attuned now to the rhythm that underlies existence, to the soft pulsations that guide, influence, and preserve the flow of reality. As you float within this awareness, you notice that each wave carries subtle probabilities, nudging reality in gentle, almost imperceptible ways. You sense that even a tiny change in amplitude or phase can alter outcomes, redirecting interactions and shaping possibilities. This is not alarming or overwhelming. It is a quiet, meditative insight into the nature of cause and effect, influence, and adaptation. Reality is responsive yet stable, malleable yet enduring, delicate yet resilient. You rest in this understanding, feeling the gentle cadence of waves ripple through your awareness. You drift gently from the waves that shape reality, carrying with you the awareness of movement, rhythm, and influence. And now, your attention settles on echoes, subtle reverberations of past moments and choices that continue to resound through time. These echoes are not loud or disruptive. They are quiet murmurs, threading themselves through the continuum of events, carrying information and influence backward and forward. You feel the soft resonance of every action, as if the universe remembers and gently responds to its own movements. Imagine tossing a pebble into a still pond. The ripples travel outward, touch distant banks, and reflect back, overlapping with others in a delicate interplay. Time behaves in a similar manner. Every decision, every gesture, every fleeting thought generates a subtle vibration that persists long after the original moment has passed. You sense that these echoes are woven into the very fabric of reality, invisible yet tangible to those who attune their awareness. They form threads that connect past, present, and future, shaping possibilities in ways both gentle and profound. You notice how even the faintest action carries a resonance. A kind word spoken quietly, a glance shared, or a choice made in stillness may ripple across space and time. These vibrations are like soft whispers, sometimes returning in unexpected ways, influencing outcomes and paths you could not have anticipated. You sense the elegance in this interplay. Nothing is ever truly isolated, and every moment contributes to the unfolding pattern of reality. The echoes are patient, enduring, waiting to reveal their influence when the time is right. Your mind drifts to the scale of the universe itself. Stars explode in distant galaxies, sending shockwaves of light and energy across vast reaches of space. You feel these echoes not as distant phenomena, but as part of the same continuum that carries your thoughts and actions. The universe is alive with reverberation, with vibrations traveling along unseen threads, subtly influencing events far and near. Each echo preserves memory, ensuring that the impact of a moment is never entirely lost, even across incomprehensible distances. You consider how echoes connect cause and effect in ways that are sometimes hidden. A tiny change in one particle may ripple outward, influencing chemical reactions, biological processes, and even human behavior. You sense the elegance of this interconnection. The echoes create patterns that guide the unfolding of events, not through coercion, but through gentle suggestion, like soft currents guiding leaves along a stream. The universe is a living orchestra, with echoes as the faint notes that weave continuity and coherence across time. You drift into a reflection on probability and choice. Every action generates multiple potential echoes, each following a path of subtle influence. Some echoes reinforce others, creating amplification, while others cancel or redirect, softening their effects. You feel that time is not a straight line, but a network of interactions, where echoes thread together past and future moments in intricate, delicate patterns. Even your awareness participates in this process, influencing how these vibrations unfold, adding your own subtle resonance to the chorus of existence. You notice that echoes are not always easy to perceive. Some remain faint, almost imperceptible, while others become stronger with repetition or attention. You sense that memory, observation, and intention amplify certain vibrations, giving them more influence in the unfolding of events. The echoes are patient. They do not demand attention, but their presence is enduring. They invite reflection, contemplation, and mindfulness, offering guidance without intrusion. You feel a profound calm in observing this, a soft understanding of the quiet intelligence embedded in the universe. Your thoughts drift to human experience. You imagine that every conversation, every action, every thought generates a subtle echo. Moments of kindness may return as joy. Moments of carelessness may ripple into unforeseen challenges. You sense the poetry in this network of echoes. Each interaction, no matter how small, contributes to the soft shaping of time. And you feel yourself connected to this continuum, part of the same web of reverberations that stretch across history and into the future. You notice the echoes of larger events as well. Planetary movements, tides, storms, and celestial collisions carry reverberations that influence countless systems. You sense these echoes as gentle pulses, sometimes imperceptible, sometimes profound, always present. Even the smallest shift in one system may gradually influence another, like a whisper traveling through a labyrinth, touching distant walls, corners, and chambers. Time is a resonant chamber, carrying both the smallest sigh and the largest pulse. You consider the cyclical nature of echoes. Vibrations return in patterns, sometimes reinforcing lessons, sometimes offering insight. You feel the universe as a space of reflection, where past events are neither lost nor rigidly fixed, but preserved in a flexible, living memory. This is not a deterministic cage, but a soft framework of influence, shaping and guiding without constraining. The echoes flow, intertwining, overlapping, and gently converging to form the continuity that allows life, matter, and consciousness to exist in harmony. Your awareness drifts to the intersection of echoes and perception. The act of noticing, of observing, subtly influences how vibrations propagate. You feel that awareness itself is part of this network, a participant in the gentle unfolding of echoes across time. Each perception, each thought, each reflection resonates with the quiet rhythm of the universe, softening, strengthening, or redirecting the threads of influence. You are both witness and contributor, entwined in the vast, intricate chorus of reverberation. You notice the emotional resonance of echoes. Joy, sorrow, anticipation, and calm all ripple outward, shaping events and perceptions. Emotions act as subtle amplifiers, coloring the vibrations that stretch across moments and space. You feel the beauty of this emotional resonance. It links individual experience to the vast web of influence, reminding you that even inner life participates in the shaping of reality. Your own calm, gentle awareness contributes to the harmony of these echoes, a quiet song flowing through the continuum of time. You sense that echoes carry more than influence. They preserve history. Like inscriptions in soft clay, they record interactions, choices, and events, maintaining continuity while allowing flexibility. They are both memory and guidance, subtle reminders that every moment matters. You feel the interconnectedness of all things, the threads of past and future entwined in soft, persistent patterns. Even actions that seem small carry the weight of consequence, and even distant events return as subtle whispers, gently shaping the present moment. You drift further, feeling the delicate interplay between action, reflection, and echo. Each choice you make, each breath you take, sends vibrations through the network of time. You sense the beauty in this, the soft reassurance that the universe is responsive, resilient, and endlessly intricate. The echoes persist, not as a burden, but as a gentle meditation on continuity, cause, and effect. You feel part of this rhythm, floating among waves of influence, aware of the soft resonance of every moment. You notice how echoes form patterns, soft geometries of cause and effect that thread through the past, present, and future. Some patterns are obvious, like repeated gestures or recurring cycles of events. Others are subtle, hidden beneath layers of interaction, waiting to reveal their influence when observed with gentle attention. You sense that these patterns are not rigid. They are alive, flexible, and meditative, guiding the universe with quiet elegance and enduring precision. You drift gently from the echoes across time, carrying with you the awareness of reverberation, influence, and soft continuity. Now, your mind settles on a new vision, the fragile scaffold of the universe itself. Imagine it as a latticework of light, matter, and invisible forces, stretching across the cosmos like a delicate framework suspended in the void. It hums quietly with energy, vibrating in subtle rhythms that maintain balance, order, and coherence. Every star, planet, particle, and wave rests upon this scaffold, and every motion you imagine resonates within its structure. You notice that the scaffold is not rigid. It is flexible, accommodating countless movements while preserving overall stability. The threads are invisible to the eye yet palpable in awareness, like currents of energy and probability flowing through the spaces between. You sense that the strength of this framework lies in its elegance and precision. Even the smallest perturbation can ripple outward, touching distant points and revealing the interconnectedness of all things. It is both fragile and resilient, delicate yet enduring. You imagine moving along this scaffold, your fingers brushing against threads of energy, your presence felt like a soft vibration. The universe holds itself with careful balance, integrating influences while preserving integrity. Even a casual thought, a tiny adjustment, carries the potential to alter the pattern slightly, a gentle reminder of the power inherent in observation and action. You sense that awareness itself is part of this system, a soft yet essential component of the intricate architecture of reality. Your thoughts drift to the smallest scales, where particles are suspended in delicate networks of force. Atoms connect through bonds, and molecules arrange themselves with astonishing precision. You feel the scaffold here as a lattice of potential, where even slight shifts in position, spin, or vibration could alter outcomes. The universe is self-organizing, guided by the soft hand of natural law, yet every configuration carries the memory of interactions past and the promise of interactions yet to come. The elegance of this structure is meditative, a quiet dance of balance and influence that stretches from the microscopic to the cosmic. You notice that the scaffold carries history as well as structure. Every wave, ripple, and vibration from earlier moments lingers, subtly reinforcing or adjusting the framework. Past echoes intertwine with present configurations, shaping the resilience of the whole. You sense that the universe preserves continuity in this gentle way, integrating influences without friction or chaos. Even the smallest thread is meaningful, every connection contributing to the soft hum of stability. The scaffold is alive with memory and pattern, a continuous meditation of cause and effect. You begin to consider the role of vulnerability within this scaffold. Some threads are stronger, anchored by repeated interactions and persistent forces, while others are tenuous, easily influenced by motion or energy. You feel the beauty in this arrangement. Fragility and strength coexist, balanced delicately in a vast, harmonious system. It is neither fearful nor fragile in a threatening way, but contemplative, inviting awareness and care. The scaffold reminds you that the universe is a system of interdependence, and that even the smallest influence contributes to the symphony of stability and motion. You imagine the scaffold extending across the cosmos, connecting galaxies, stars, and planetary systems. Gravitational threads weave together, light carries structure across vast distances, and quantum interactions hum in gentle synchrony. You sense that even in the apparent emptiness of space, the framework persists, holding everything in a state of soft equilibrium. It is a meditation on interconnectedness. Each element, large or small, rests upon countless invisible threads, every vibration contributing to the larger pattern. You consider the delicate balance between flexibility and permanence. The scaffold accommodates motion, growth, and transformation, allowing stars to burn, planets to rotate, and life to emerge. Yet it maintains coherence, ensuring that the underlying structure does not collapse. You feel the soft wisdom of this system. Change is possible, influence is integrated, and yet order persists. It is a quiet, enduring stability that inspires awe, like watching a dancer glide effortlessly while supported by invisible strings. Your attention drifts to the idea of unintended consequences. You imagine a time traveler stepping along this scaffold, unaware of the intricate balance of threads supporting them. Each step, though gentle, may nudge a connection, alter a ripple, or shift a vibration. You sense the potential fragility, yet the scaffold is resilient, designed to absorb influence and adapt gracefully. Even so, the thought lingers. Interactions with such a delicate system require care, awareness, and humility. You feel the quiet responsibility inherent in every motion, whether cosmic or personal. You notice the scaffold in the context of time. Past, present, and future are not separate, but threads woven together into the structure. Each event contributes to the pattern, each choice resonates through it, and each ripple travels along its threads. You sense that time itself rests upon this scaffold, guided by interactions that maintain coherence while accommodating freedom. It is a gentle, meditative continuity, a reminder that all moments are part of the larger architecture of reality, held softly yet precisely in place. Your awareness drifts to energy, flowing through the scaffold like water through channels. Photons travel along threads of space, forces ripple across matter, and probability waves hum in resonance. You sense that the universe communicates through this energy, transmitting influence, preserving balance, and guiding outcomes. Even in silence, you feel the vibration, a soft music that underscores all existence. This awareness is comforting. The universe is vast, delicate, and orderly, yet welcoming to those who perceive its rhythm. You notice that the scaffold is both structure and potential. Each thread is a pathway for action, a channel for influence, and a medium for transformation. You sense that even small nudges can shape outcomes, yet these nudges are integrated harmoniously, absorbed gracefully by the resilient framework. The universe is neither fragile in fear nor rigid in structure. It is balanced, adaptable, and meditative. The scaffold is an invitation to explore, reflect, and participate consciously in the intricate dance of existence. You begin to perceive the scaffold as a reflection of attention itself. Awareness moves along threads, sensing, adjusting, and integrating. Every thought, every breath, every gentle observation contributes to the resonance of the framework. You feel connected, participating in a quiet dialogue between consciousness and structure, a soft interplay that guides influence without demanding control. The scaffold is alive in awareness, responding with elegance to the soft touches of perception. You reflect on the vastness of this framework, stretching from the smallest particle to the farthest galaxy. It hums with continuity, vibrates with influence, and carries echoes of the past while guiding the unfolding present. You sense the meditative rhythm of this system, a continuous balance between fragility and strength, subtlety and resilience, influence and integration. The scaffold is the quiet architecture of existence, soft yet enduring, delicate yet capable of holding the entire cosmos in harmony. You drift gently from the fragile scaffold of the universe, carrying with you the awareness of threads, vibrations, and interconnections. Now, your mind turns outward, beyond the immediate patterns of structure, toward horizons, the soft, expansive limits of possibility. You sense them as gentle layers of light stretching across space and time, some shimmering with potential, others veiled in shadow, each one an invitation to wonder and reflection. These horizons are not fixed. They ripple and shift with every action, every observation, every thought that touches the fabric of reality. Imagine standing on the edge of a vast plain, the horizon stretching infinitely before you. Each point on this distant line represents a possible future, a potential path that your choices, or the universe's own unfolding, could take. Some points glow softly, luminous and inviting, as if they hold clarity, insight, or growth. Others lie in darkness, obscured, mysterious, yet carrying their own quiet weight and meaning. You feel a gentle curiosity, a meditative openness to the interplay between what is known and what remains unseen. You notice that horizons are layered, overlapping in soft translucence. One horizon may shimmer faintly, suggesting a possibility just out of reach, while another glows more strongly, reflecting a path that is closer, more tangible. You sense that these layers are not random. They are shaped by the currents of influence, the subtle waves of cause and effect, and the quiet resonance of past echoes. Each horizon carries memory and potential, a soft map of what might unfold, without pressure or expectation. Your awareness drifts to the idea of choice. You feel that each step you take, each thought you consider, gently shifts the position of these horizons. Possibilities stretch and bend, new paths shimmer into view, while others recede softly. There is no urgency here, no need to rush. The horizons exist in gentle patience, waiting to reveal their beauty and guidance when observed with quiet attention. You feel the meditative rhythm of possibility, a slow unfolding that mirrors the breath of the universe itself. You imagine a time traveler approaching these horizons. Each decision, each movement along the temporal landscape, nudges possibilities in subtle ways. Some choices reinforce the glow of a shimmering horizon, strengthening the likelihood of a particular path. Others soften the light, allowing alternate futures to emerge. You sense that even gentle attention can influence the unfolding, yet the universe holds each horizon with care, integrating influences without abrupt disturbance. This balance is elegant, a soft dance between freedom and continuity, chance and inevitability. You notice how horizons shift with awareness. When you pause and observe, the possibilities become clearer, their shapes more distinct. When you act with intention, paths shimmer more brightly, possibilities ripple outward, and new layers of potential emerge. You feel the quiet responsibility and power of observation, the gentle influence that your consciousness carries as it interacts with the web of interconnected events. Awareness is not forceful. It is an intimate conversation with the universe, a meditative participation in the unfolding of possibility. Your mind wanders to the smaller scales, where the interplay of probability waves and quantum events quietly shapes horizons. You sense the subtle oscillations that ripple across matter, influencing outcomes in ways imperceptible yet persistent. Each particle, each interaction, contributes to the soft, layered landscape of potential. Horizons are composed not only of grand cosmic events but also of innumerable tiny shifts, each one a note in the symphony of possible futures. You feel the elegance in this layered composition, a gentle interweaving of the infinitesimal and the infinite. You reflect on the emotional resonance of horizons. Some possibilities evoke calm and wonder, others hint at challenge or tension. You sense that these emotions are not distractions but integral to understanding the landscape of potential. They provide subtle guidance, a soft compass pointing toward paths that resonate with growth, understanding, or awareness. You feel that horizons respond to perception as well as action, creating an intricate dance of energy, consciousness, and unfolding reality. You notice the interplay between uncertainty and clarity within horizons. Some paths are luminous and distinct, while others remain blurred and tentative. You sense that uncertainty is not threatening. It is gentle, a soft space for exploration, reflection, and adaptation. Clarity and ambiguity coexist, weaving together a continuum that encourages curiosity, mindfulness, and patience. Horizons invite you to move slowly, to contemplate deeply, and to observe the quiet unfolding of potential without haste or judgment. Your awareness drifts to the interconnectedness of horizons. No path exists in isolation. Each horizon touches others, overlapping in ways that create subtle resonance and interdependence. You sense that a shift in one possibility can ripple softly into others, creating a network of gently linked futures. The universe maintains coherence even amidst this interplay, integrating influences with quiet elegance, preserving balance while allowing the freedom of exploration. You feel the meditative beauty of this web, a soft, luminous pattern stretching across time and space. You consider the relationship between horizons and memory. The past subtly shapes the contours of possibility, as echoes of prior moments ripple forward, coloring what might emerge. You sense that the universe remembers delicately, preserving continuity while allowing for the emergence of new, unforeseen paths. Horizons are not separate from what has come before. They are extensions of the same soft fabric, carrying forward resonance, influence, and the quiet accumulation of interactions. You feel a gentle connection to all that has been, a soft thread linking awareness to the unfolding of what might be. You imagine moving among these horizons with a sense of presence and intention. Your breath, your observation, and your reflection become part of the unfolding pattern. Possibilities shimmer in response, gentle waves of potential adjusting to your awareness. You sense that the universe responds to mindfulness, that horizons shift in subtle acknowledgement of attention, while still maintaining the elegance and integrity of their overall structure. This is not control, but a soft participation, a meditative attunement to the gentle rhythms of reality. You notice how horizons are simultaneously stable and fluid. Each layer holds potential, preserving coherence, yet accommodates movement, influence, and evolution. You feel a profound calm in this realization, an awareness that possibility is abundant yet held gently, structured yet flexible. Horizons invite exploration without pressure, curiosity without anxiety, and attention without urgency. You rest in this understanding, sensing the delicate balance between what is and what might be, between choice and unfolding, between consciousness and the universe. As you linger, you feel the gentle shimmer of horizons extend beyond comprehension, stretching infinitely, layered in soft, luminous potential. You sense that every ripple of action, thought, and observation weaves these layers, forming a meditative landscape of infinite possibility. You feel a deep, calming resonance with this vision, a quiet understanding that your awareness is part of the vast, interconnected web of potential, capable of tracing soft lines, nudging subtle shifts, and resting in the elegance of unfolding futures. You drift softly from the horizons of possibility, carrying with you the awareness of infinite paths, shimmering layers, and gentle unfolding. Now your mind encounters paradox, but not the harsh contradictions you might imagine. Here, paradox is soft, a gentle twist in understanding, a quiet folding of logic and reality. It is a space where patterns bend, where connections appear unexpectedly, and where certainty softens into wonder. You feel this paradox as a calm, reflective space, inviting observation and gentle curiosity. Imagine holding two threads that seem contradictory. One points in one direction, the other in another, and yet, when you allow them to intertwine, they create a new shape, a harmony of sorts. This is the nature of the gentle paradox. It does not break reality but bends it softly, revealing deeper truths that are not immediately visible. You sense that paradox exists everywhere, in the patterns of particles, the orbits of planets, and the ripples of possibility you have just observed. It is a quiet invitation to explore, to rest in uncertainty, and to find elegance in the folds of understanding. You notice how paradox arises naturally from the interplay of cause and effect. A small choice can have outcomes that seem to contradict intention, and yet they are perfectly consistent when seen from a wider perspective. Time, in its flowing and responsive way, creates situations where multiple truths coexist. You sense that a time traveler moving along these paths would encounter such paradoxes, gently nudging outcomes in ways that challenge straightforward expectations. Yet paradox is not disorder. It is a soft coherence, a flexible intelligence built into the universe. Your awareness drifts to quantum mechanics, where paradox is not merely metaphorical but literal. Particles exist in multiple states until observed, waves collapse into specific outcomes, and uncertainty is fundamental. You sense the elegance in this. The universe allows multiple possibilities to coexist until the moment of interaction, at which point a gentle resolution occurs. Paradox here is a feature, not a flaw, a soft reminder that reality is more subtle than simple logic can contain. You feel the quiet joy of this understanding, a meditative awareness of coexistence, potential, and outcome. You notice how paradox folds time itself. Actions can ripple backward as well as forward, creating loops of influence that challenge linear thought. You imagine echoes of events intersecting with present choices, forming knots of gentle complexity. These folds are not dangerous, they are subtle, offering insight and reflection. You sense that even the universe's own operations respect the paradoxical, allowing for flexibility, adaptation, and wonder. Here, contradictions are not feared but embraced, revealing depth, nuance, and resonance. You reflect on the role of perception. Paradox emerges when observation meets reality, when awareness interprets subtle shifts in interaction. A choice may appear contradictory in isolation but harmonizes when seen in the context of the larger pattern. You feel that consciousness itself is tuned to paradox, capable of holding multiple possibilities, observing interconnections, and resting in ambiguity. This is not confusion, but a meditative clarity, a gentle recognition that the universe contains layers of meaning beyond immediate comprehension. Your thoughts drift to human experience. Emotional, relational, and cognitive patterns often carry paradox, subtle twists that reveal hidden connections. You notice how love, intuition, and understanding often seem contradictory yet coexist with perfect harmony. Life itself is a gentle paradox, a meditative dance between certainty and ambiguity, action and reflection, presence and possibility. You sense that these human paradoxes mirror cosmic ones, that the folds and twists of experience echo the soft structures of reality. You consider how time travelers might encounter paradox in their journeys. Actions taken in one moment may reverberate unpredictably, altering outcomes that seemed fixed. Yet even these apparent contradictions follow a deeper coherence, an invisible logic that threads through cause, effect, and influence. You sense that paradox is a protective and guiding structure, allowing the universe to integrate multiple layers of reality without fracturing. It is a soft intelligence, a quiet resilience woven into the fabric of existence. Your awareness drifts to entropy and probability, where paradox also resides. Systems evolve in ways that seem both random and ordered, uncertain yet constrained by natural law. You sense the gentle folding of these dynamics. Change is possible, yet continuity is preserved. Outcomes are multiple, yet coherence remains. Paradox is a reflection of this balance, a quiet insight into the universe's way of harmonizing freedom and structure. You feel a meditative reassurance in this, a calm understanding of soft complexity, resilient systems, and flexible truth. You notice that paradox often guides learning and perception. When a gentle contradiction arises, your mind pauses, reflects, and folds understanding into a new shape. This is a meditative process, a quiet expansion of awareness. You sense that the universe itself is a teacher, using paradox to reveal hidden connections, subtle dependencies, and elegant solutions. Each encounter with paradox is not a barrier, but a doorway, inviting you to explore deeper layers of comprehension and awareness. Your thoughts drift to the beauty of paradox in natural cycles. Day and night, growth and decay, birth and death. These cycles contain soft contradictions, opposites that coexist and create continuity. You sense that this duality is reflected across scales, from atoms to galaxies. Each layer of existence embraces paradox with elegance, integrating seeming contradictions into a coherent, living whole. The universe flows effortlessly between opposites, weaving the gentle complexity that sustains reality. You feel the calm reassurance of this awareness, a soft resonance that invites reflection without urgency. You imagine stepping lightly through this landscape of paradox, observing without force, allowing your mind to rest in the folds and overlaps of reality. You notice that understanding deepens when you hold multiple truths simultaneously, when you perceive connections without needing immediate resolution. Paradox encourages patience, reflection, and gentle curiosity. You feel your own awareness becoming attuned to this rhythm, a soft alignment with the meditative intelligence of the universe. You sense that paradox is a bridge between possibility and understanding. It is not a flaw or a problem to be solved, but a space to rest, observe, and integrate. Horizons of potential fold gently into each other, threads of influence intersect in unexpected ways, and outcomes reveal themselves with subtle timing. You feel the quiet wisdom in this, a recognition that the universe operates with elegance, depth, and meditative care. Paradox is the soft architecture that allows complexity to flourish without chaos. Your awareness drifts to the edges of comprehension, where mystery and insight coexist. You notice that paradox invites you to dwell here, in the space between certainty and curiosity, between expectation and wonder. You sense that this is the place where reflection deepens, where time, choice, and consequence are held gently together. You feel the meditative beauty of this fold, a quiet understanding that even uncertainty has order, even contradiction has rhythm, and even mystery has grace. You drift gently from the folds of paradox, carrying with you the awareness of intertwined possibilities and softly bending realities. Now, your mind becomes attuned to currents, invisible flows of causality that guide events, shape outcomes, and whisper through the fabric of existence. These currents are neither harsh nor rigid. They are gentle, continuous, and subtle, threading moments together like soft streams of water flowing through the landscape of time. Imagine standing in a quiet river, feeling its current brush against your feet. You notice how even the smallest movement nudges the water, creating ripples that travel forward and back, merging with other flows. Time moves in a similar way. Each event, choice, or action becomes part of a current, gently influencing what follows. You sense that these currents are everywhere, beneath the stars, within atoms, and inside your own mind, carrying subtle guidance and quiet coherence through the universe. You notice that causality is not linear, nor is it strictly predictable. Currents bend, intersect, and overlap. A small ripple may converge with another, amplifying its effect, or fade softly into the surrounding flow. You sense that this flexibility is what allows the universe to remain resilient. Even when outcomes appear random or chaotic, the underlying currents preserve harmony, integrating influences with meditative precision. You feel the calm reassurance of this structure, a quiet order beneath the apparent spontaneity of events. Your awareness drifts to the microscopic world, where causality manifests in delicate interactions between particles. Electrons shift, bonds form, and vibrations travel through molecules. You sense that each tiny movement contributes to larger patterns, a soft cascade of influence that extends beyond immediate perception. These currents ripple outward, subtly shaping systems, life, and even the unfolding of consciousness. Every small action has significance, yet the system as a whole remains balanced, absorbing perturbations without breaking its gentle rhythm. You consider how currents flow across space as well as time. Planets orbit stars, tides move in response to the moon, and energy travels across vast distances. These movements are guided by cause and effect, interwoven in patterns of exquisite precision. You feel the quiet poetry of these flows, a meditative dance of balance and influence. Even in the emptiness of space, currents persist, subtle, continuous, and harmonious, linking distant events in a soft web of causality. Your thoughts drift to the human scale. Every decision you make, every intention you carry, sets currents in motion. The words you speak, the gestures you perform, and the thoughts you nurture ripple outward, touching systems and people in ways both visible and unseen. You sense that causality is personal as well as cosmic, and that your presence in the universe carries gentle, persistent influence. You feel the meditative responsibility of awareness, knowing that even quiet reflection contributes to the currents flowing through the world. You notice that causality is intertwined with probability. Each action carries multiple potential effects, branching softly into paths of possibility. Some currents strengthen with repetition, while others fade quietly, their influence absorbed into the larger flow. You sense that this dynamic is neither chaotic nor rigid. It is an adaptive, living network, integrating countless threads of influence while preserving continuity. The currents are patient, enduring, and meditative, offering gentle guidance without force or compulsion. You imagine a time traveler stepping into these currents. Every movement along the flow generates ripples, subtle shifts that extend backward and forward through space and time. Yet the currents are resilient, absorbing influence, weaving change into the larger pattern without abrupt disruption. You sense that causality is a forgiving structure, maintaining coherence while allowing for exploration, reflection, and gentle intervention. Even minor actions resonate, creating subtle harmonies across the web of events. Your awareness drifts to the scale of entire systems. Weather patterns shift, ecosystems evolve, and social dynamics unfold, all guided by the invisible currents of causality. You sense that these flows are not merely mechanical. They carry intelligence, adaptability, and quiet responsiveness. The universe integrates influences in ways both subtle and profound, preserving balance while nurturing diversity. You feel the elegance of this meditative orchestration, a soft dance of cause, effect, and continuous adjustment. You notice the emotional dimension of causality. Feelings, intentions, and perceptions ripple alongside physical currents, adding layers of influence to the unfolding of events. Joy, calm, curiosity, and awareness create resonance that guides outcomes in ways imperceptible but meaningful. You sense that consciousness itself participates in these currents, a meditative presence that both observes and contributes, integrating personal insight with universal flow. Awareness is part of the system, a soft note in the chorus of causality. Your thoughts drift to entropy and the passage of time. The currents of causality are influenced by the gradual unfolding of energy and matter, the inevitable drift toward equilibrium. Yet these flows are not rigid. They accommodate variance, emergence, and adaptation. You feel the quiet poetry of this interplay, the balance between order and change, persistence and transformation. Currents are both flexible and precise, maintaining coherence while nurturing novelty. You rest in the understanding that the universe flows with meditative grace, guided by gentle cause and effect. You notice that currents carry memory. Past events influence present flow, guiding outcomes and shaping possibilities. You sense that this memory is subtle, encoded in particles, waves, and patterns of interaction. Each ripple of past action weaves itself into the fabric of the present, ensuring that causality preserves continuity even as it allows freedom and novelty. You feel a gentle reassurance in this knowledge. The universe remembers, integrates, and adapts, like a soft river flowing over stones polished by time. You reflect on the intersection of currents. Where flows converge, interactions become amplified, producing crescendos of effect that ripple outward. You sense that these intersections are points of gentle power, subtle yet influential, shaping trajectories without force or urgency. You feel the meditative elegance of these convergences, a reminder that even small inputs can harmonize with larger patterns, creating resonance across scales. The universe orchestrates these flows with quiet intelligence, maintaining coherence while allowing freedom to flourish. You notice the rhythmic nature of causality. Currents ebb and flow, accelerate and decelerate, harmonize and diverge. You feel the soft pulse of time carried within these movements, a meditative cadence that mirrors breath, heartbeat, and the quiet motion of stars. Each pulse carries influence, guiding interactions, shaping outcomes, and preserving continuity. You sense that the universe thrives in this rhythm, where causality is both structure and meditation, gentle guidance and responsive intelligence. You imagine resting within these currents, allowing awareness to flow with them rather than against them. Each moment becomes a soft movement, each choice a gentle contribution, each observation a note in the meditative symphony of the universe. You sense that even without action, awareness alone resonates, subtly guiding the currents of influence in harmony with the larger patterns of existence. There is no pressure, only quiet participation in a flow that is patient, enduring, and infinitely intricate. You feel the subtle connection between currents and consciousness. Awareness traces threads, notices patterns, and integrates insight. Each reflection adds resonance. Each moment of presence enhances coherence. You sense that causality is not separate from experience. It is woven into perception, thought, and reflection. The universe flows with quiet elegance, responsive to awareness, while preserving its own meditative rhythm. You rest within this network, a gentle participant in the currents that shape reality. You drift softly from the currents of causality, carrying with you the awareness of gentle flows and subtle guidance. Now, your attention turns inward, to the quiet, unassuming influence of presence itself. You notice your breath, soft and rhythmic, as it rises and falls. Each inhalation draws awareness into your body. Each exhalation releases tension and thought. This simple, meditative rhythm becomes a bridge, connecting your consciousness to the universe in ways both intimate and profound. Imagine that your breath is not merely air moving in and out, but a gentle ripple that touches reality itself. The act of observation, of conscious awareness, is a subtle force that interacts with the unfolding of events. You sense that simply noticing, simply being aware, nudges outcomes with soft precision. It is not a force of dominance or change. It is a tender participation, a quiet influence that folds seamlessly into the fabric of existence. You feel your mind expand, tracing the pathways of awareness through space and time. Every moment of attention, every gentle thought, resonates like a ripple along the currents you have been following. You notice that your observation does not need to act forcefully to matter. The universe responds delicately, integrating your awareness into its ongoing patterns. Presence itself becomes a kind of soft touch, as if your consciousness is stroking the edges of reality with a feather-light hand. Your thoughts drift to the quantum world, where observation carries real influence. Particles exist in multiple states until observed, and probability waves collapse into specific outcomes when attention falls upon them. You sense that this is not mystical, but natural, a gentle reflection of how awareness participates in the structure of reality. The universe does not require manipulation. It responds simply to the act of perceiving, to the calm presence of consciousness that lingers in quiet attentiveness. You notice how even small shifts in attention carry resonance. When you observe with curiosity, calm, or reflection, the outcomes ripple softly, aligning subtly with your awareness. Time travelers navigating reality would need to consider this, acting with care and mindfulness, aware that observation is itself a participant in causality. Even a quiet breath, a pause of attention, can be part of the web of influence, gently contributing to the unfolding pattern of existence. Your awareness drifts to the scale of larger systems. Stars rotate, galaxies move, and ecosystems evolve. You sense that attention, even distant and indirect, interacts with these patterns through subtle feedback loops. The universe is a responsive, meditative system, integrating influence with elegance. Observation does not override natural law, but complements it, like a quiet note harmonizing with the soft music of cosmic rhythm. You feel the profound calm of being part of this gentle dance. You notice how observation interacts with time itself. As you breathe and witness, past and future seem to fold around you. Moments already past echo softly in the present, and future possibilities shimmer faintly, responsive to the act of noticing. You sense that the universe carries memory not only in particles and waves but also in consciousness, in the awareness that traces threads, folds possibilities, and participates in the meditative unfolding of events. Your thoughts drift to human relationships and experience. Awareness is the foundation of empathy, understanding, and connection. Each mindful observation of another person creates a soft ripple, influencing emotions, perceptions, and choices. You sense that this mirrors the larger cosmic principle. Observation matters, not as control, but as a tender participation in the ongoing flow. You feel the meditative elegance of this truth, that being present is itself a gift to the unfolding of reality. You consider the rhythmic nature of breath and attention. Each inhalation draws resonance into your mind, and each exhalation releases tension, softening boundaries and inviting integration. This rhythm parallels the gentle cadence of the universe, echoing the currents of causality and the delicate interplay of probabilities. You sense that meditation, mindfulness, and awareness are aligned with natural law, allowing your presence to harmonize with the soft music of unfolding events. You notice the subtle influence of intention carried by observation. When you focus attention with gentle curiosity or reflective care, the ripples of your awareness extend outward. These are not forceful ripples, but tender vibrations, softly interacting with currents of causality and the delicate threads of the cosmic scaffold. You sense that observation is a quiet guide, a meditative instrument that aligns influence without resistance or conflict. Your awareness drifts to the smallest scales again. Subatomic particles, energy waves, and the interactions of matter respond not to thought as a command, but to the soft presence of awareness. Probability patterns resolve subtly, integrating observation into the ongoing symphony of the universe. You sense that consciousness, even in its quietest moments, participates in shaping the meditative unfolding of existence. Every breath is a soft brush, every glance a tender stroke, every moment of attention a ripple in the tapestry of reality. You notice how observation interacts with possibility. Horizons shimmer and fold in response to attention, becoming slightly more defined, gently illuminated. You sense that this is not a deterministic influence but a collaborative one, a meditative partnership between consciousness and the universe. Awareness touches potential without demanding direction, allowing possibilities to bloom softly, harmonizing with the underlying currents and the elegant scaffold of reality. Your thoughts drift to the emotional resonance of being observed and observing. Calm awareness softens tension, nurtures coherence, and allows patterns to unfold with clarity. You sense that consciousness, whether human or cosmic, contributes to a subtle balancing of forces, a quiet integration of cause and effect. Observation is a soft custodianship, a gentle participation in the ongoing evolution of reality. You feel the interplay between observation and memory. Watching, noticing, reflecting. These actions fold the past gently into the present and illuminate future potential. You sense that memory is not static, but alive, responsive to the tender touch of attention. Each observation strengthens the web of continuity, integrating awareness, reflection, and experience into a harmonious flow. You feel the profound calm of being part of this ongoing meditation, a quiet presence within a universe that listens and responds. You notice the serenity in the recognition that even your quietest breath carries influence. You do not need to act forcefully. Being present is enough. Consciousness, attention, and observation ripple softly through the currents of causality, through the lattice of the scaffold, through the shimmering horizons, and into the folds of paradox. You sense the gentle power of presence, the meditative elegance of simply noticing and participating without urgency or expectation. You imagine resting within this awareness, feeling each inhale and exhale as a tender connection to the universe. You perceive your presence as part of the ongoing rhythm, a soft note harmonizing with all the currents, scaffolds, and horizons you have encountered. Awareness flows seamlessly, integrating observation with existence, carrying insight, reflection, and calm influence along invisible threads. You feel a quiet reassurance. You are part of a responsive, meditative, and resilient universe. You drift gently from the quiet presence of awareness, carrying with you the sense of observation, currents, and soft influence. Now, your mind turns to points of convergence, moments when streams of events, decisions, and energy meet. These collisions are not violent in the sense of chaos, but powerful in their capacity to amplify and resonate. You sense them as crescendos, gentle yet persistent, echoing softly through time, space, and consciousness. Imagine two streams of water meeting in a calm pool. They swirl together, creating ripples, eddies, and soft spirals. Energy does the same in the universe. Currents of causality, attention, and possibility converge, forming points of heightened interaction. You sense that even when flows seem separate, the universe orchestrates subtle intersections where their influence combines, producing gentle crescendos that resonate far beyond the immediate moment. You notice how collisions are often quiet at first. Particles drift near one another, choices approach alignment, and patterns begin to overlap. Then, as attention, action, or circumstance touches them, energy rises softly, creating a cascade of influence that ripples outward. You feel the meditative beauty in this process, a quiet amplification, where each convergence is an opportunity for insight, reflection, and awareness. It is not abrupt or jarring. It is the soft crescendo of connection. Your thoughts drift to the scale of the cosmos. Galaxies drift into one another, stars interact, and gravitational waves ripple across space-time. These are collisions of immense magnitude, yet they unfold with a patient rhythm, following patterns of natural law, balance, and resonance. You sense that energy at every scale behaves similarly. The universe amplifies convergence, creating crescendos that echo with quiet elegance, integrating influence while preserving coherence. You reflect on human experience. Moments of intersection, of meeting or decision, can produce emotional or intellectual crescendos. Conversations, choices, or acts of awareness ripple softly through lives and systems. Even seemingly small interactions can converge with broader currents, producing amplified outcomes. You sense that attention, presence, and intention are like gentle catalysts, enhancing resonance without disrupting the underlying harmony of existence. Your awareness drifts to time travelers. Each step they take, each choice along the temporal flow, intersects with currents already in motion. You imagine the delicate calculation required to move through these points of convergence without producing unintended disruption. Even subtle missteps generate ripples that may echo softly, reshaping subsequent moments. You sense that the universe maintains grace and coherence, allowing movement through these intersections while weaving influence into its meditative rhythm. You notice that collisions are layered. One intersection may occur at the level of matter, another at the level of energy, and yet another at the level of consciousness or intention. You sense that these layers interact, overlapping like soft waves in a pond, producing patterns of resonance that are complex yet harmonious. Each collision is an opportunity for insight, a gentle crescendo revealing how influence, attention, and potential converge in quiet elegance. You imagine the emotional texture of collisions. Some converge with harmony, producing joy, understanding, or insight. Others carry tension, uncertainty, or subtle challenge. Yet even these are part of the meditative rhythm. The universe does not resist. It integrates, balancing energy, intention, and flow. You feel a quiet reassurance, a sense that even in moments of convergence, existence maintains coherence, elegance, and resilience. Your awareness drifts to the microscopic level. Particles collide, chemical reactions occur, and quantum events ripple across probability fields. Even these tiny interactions follow patterns of convergence and crescendo, contributing to larger flows without violating coherence. You sense that energy is neither wasted nor chaotic. Each ripple folds into subsequent patterns, amplifying influence while preserving the underlying meditative order of reality. You notice the rhythm of crescendos. Collisions rise and fall in gentle waves, ebbing with awareness, flowing with cause, and resonating through time. You feel the universe breathing in these movements, a soft inhalation gathering energy, a quiet exhalation releasing influence. The cadence of convergence mirrors breath, pulse, and heartbeat, embedding the gentle dynamics of intersection into the very fabric of existence. You reflect on probability. Every collision carries multiple potential outcomes, each branching softly into new paths. Some paths shimmer more brightly, more likely to manifest, while others fade gently into the background. You sense that the universe accommodates each possibility with meditative patience, allowing currents, convergences, and outcomes to harmonize without forcing resolution. Each crescendo is part of a larger symphony, woven from threads of potential and guided by gentle intelligence. You consider memory and history. Past events converge with present actions, shaping outcomes with subtle guidance. You sense that the universe retains echoes of prior collisions, integrating them softly into future possibilities. Each convergence carries context, layering influence over time, producing crescendos that are both informed by the past and open to future potential. You feel the quiet sophistication of this structure, a meditative orchestration of cause, effect, and resonance. You notice how consciousness interacts with collisions. Awareness folds into convergence, subtly guiding energy, intention, and flow. The presence of observation does not impose force but resonates gently, shaping the emergence of outcomes. You feel that being present is itself an act of participation in these crescendos, a meditative partnership between observer and universe, a tender dialogue woven across scales and moments. You imagine the soft unpredictability inherent in convergence. Even when patterns are clear, subtle variations in timing, attention, or circumstance can shift outcomes in ways that are neither chaotic nor alarming. These small differences amplify gently, producing crescendos that are nuanced and delicate. You sense the elegance in this meditative unpredictability. The universe integrates variability into coherence, allowing complexity to flourish without tension or discord. Your awareness drifts to the interplay between energy, matter, and consciousness in collisions. Each interaction resonates across scales, linking microscopic shifts to cosmic echoes. You sense that crescendos are multidimensional, occurring simultaneously in layers of reality. This soft amplification is not forceful but harmonic, a gentle orchestration that preserves balance while enriching the texture of experience. Each ripple resonates, carrying influence with quiet grace. You notice the poetic quality of convergence. Collisions are not only functional, they are expressive, revealing the elegance of interaction, the subtlety of timing, and the beauty of interconnection. You sense that the universe is not only lawful but also artistic, crafting crescendos that harmonize energy, potential, and awareness. You rest in this understanding, feeling the meditative rhythm of connection, influence, and resonance in every layer of existence. You imagine moving through this landscape with gentle attentiveness, observing without urgency, feeling each collision and crescendo as a soft note in a larger symphony. You notice how even quiet awareness enhances resonance, integrating subtle influences into the ongoing orchestration. You sense the universe as a meditative dance, each convergence contributing to the pattern without overpowering it, each crescendo folding softly into the next. You drift softly from the crescendos of collisions, carrying with you the sense of convergence, resonance, and subtle amplification. Now, your attention moves to something more delicate, more mysterious, the quantum veil. This is the realm where possibility wavers, where outcomes are not yet fixed, and where the universe hums with potential. You sense it as a soft, oscillating presence, brushing against perception like a quiet, rhythmic tide. Imagine a veil of mist suspended in a sunlit room. Each wisp shimmers, shifting, appearing here and there without certainty, moving in ways that defy expectation. The quantum veil is similar. Particles exist in multiple states simultaneously, energy flows in overlapping waves, and the world you perceive is only one layer of countless possibilities. You feel the gentle tension of this uncertainty, a soft reminder that the universe is richer and more intricate than it seems. You notice how the veil responds to observation. As you watch, as you attend, probabilities begin to collapse softly into reality. The act of noticing does not force an outcome. It guides the unfolding with a tender hand. You sense that observation is a bridge between the realms of potential and manifestation, where the soft logic of possibility becomes the tangible pattern of experience. This is not deterministic. It is meditative, elegant, and responsive. Your thoughts drift to the dance of subatomic particles. Electrons do not orbit as planets do. They exist in clouds of probability, appearing in different locations at different times, governed by the gentle sway of wave functions. Photons pass through slits in ways that reveal interference, hinting at dual existence as both particle and wave. You sense the poetry in this ambiguity, the gentle rhythm of uncertainty folded into the very structure of reality. The veil is alive with possibility, soft and continuous, inviting curiosity without urgency. You notice how potential interacts with causality. Currents of influence flow beneath the veil, shaping likelihoods and softly guiding outcomes. A small shift in energy here, a gentle observation there, resonates through layers of probability, producing subtle changes that may eventually ripple into the observable world. You sense the universe as a meditative tapestry, where the quantum veil allows flexibility while preserving coherence, and where outcomes emerge like soft notes in a harmonious song. Your awareness drifts to the scale of life. Cells, molecules, and atoms operate under the same rules of superposition, entanglement, and probabilistic motion. You feel the quiet elegance in this. Life itself flows through the quantum veil, integrating uncertainty and potential, generating complexity and adaptability. You sense that the choices made at the smallest levels ripple upward, soft crescendos of probability influencing the larger fabric of reality, carrying both fragility and resilience. You imagine time travelers moving within this veil. Each step they take touches fields of probability, subtly shaping outcomes without dictating them. You sense that the quantum realm is both forgiving and responsive, allowing exploration while maintaining a delicate balance. Actions and observations blend into the soft rhythm of probabilities, influencing but not controlling, weaving participation into the ongoing dance of potential. You feel the meditative elegance of this interaction, a gentle collaboration between observer and universe. Your thoughts drift to entanglement, where distant particles respond to each other instantaneously. You sense that the veil is not simply local but extends across space, linking points in subtle, invisible ways. Actions at one edge ripple softly, affecting outcomes elsewhere, not through force but through resonance. The universe carries this connectivity quietly, folding relationships, probabilities, and potential into a seamless, meditative fabric. You feel the deep calm of being part of this interconnected whole. You notice how the veil preserves balance. Probabilities fluctuate, possibilities expand and contract, yet the system remains coherent. This is not randomness in a chaotic sense, but a soft intelligence woven into the universe's design. You sense that flexibility is part of resilience, and that the quantum veil allows adaptation, exploration, and gentle emergence without breaking the underlying harmony. You rest in the reassurance that uncertainty is not dangerous, but nurturing, offering infinite avenues for growth, insight, and reflection. Your awareness drifts to the patterns that emerge from this uncertainty. Atoms form, molecules bind, and stars ignite. From the soft sway of probabilities, tangible reality takes shape. You feel the beauty in this. The universe unfolds with patience, subtlety, and elegance, allowing possibility to bloom and resolve in gentle harmony. The veil is not a boundary to be crossed but a soft, guiding presence that enables creativity, resilience, and coherence across scales. You notice how observation itself is part of the veil's rhythm. Awareness, attention, and reflection influence outcomes not forcefully, but by soft resonance. Each moment of presence nudges probabilities, integrates currents, and folds possibility into manifestation. You feel the tender intelligence of this process, a meditative collaboration between consciousness and potential, where gentle attention harmonizes with the ongoing dance of reality. You imagine resting within the veil, feeling the oscillation of potential, the overlap of states, and the soft collapse into reality with each observation. You sense your awareness as part of this dance, not commanding but participating, folding gently into the probabilities that ripple outward, shaping the fabric of existence without pressure or urgency. Presence is a quiet partner in this symphony, blending seamlessly with the rhythm of the universe. You notice how the veil bridges scales. Quantum events influence chemistry, chemistry influences biology, and biology influences consciousness. You sense that this cascading integration is meditative and harmonious, a continuous reflection of interdependence. Probabilities ripple softly across scales, guiding development, interaction, and adaptation. You feel the gentle resonance of connectivity, a tender reminder that even the smallest probabilities carry significance. Your thoughts drift to the elegance of hidden possibilities. Each potential outcome carries subtle variation, beauty, and insight. The veil sways between existence and potentiality, never forcing resolution prematurely, allowing the universe to explore gently before committing to manifestation. You feel the meditative grace of this timing, the quiet intelligence of allowing unfolding to happen with patience and rhythm. You notice the interplay of uncertainty and coherence. The quantum veil permits soft freedom, allowing particles, systems, and consciousness to explore possibilities, yet it preserves harmony. You sense that uncertainty is the canvas on which the universe paints patterns of existence, and that coherence is the invisible hand integrating movement, energy, and observation into a meditative whole. This balance is not tense but calm, inviting reflection, awareness, and gentle participation. You imagine stepping lightly within this veil, observing probabilities without rushing, tracing currents of potential without forcing resolution. You drift softly from the quantum veil, carrying with you the sense of overlapping possibilities and gentle probabilities. Now, your awareness turns to the custodians, invisible, patient, and precise, who maintain balance in the universe. They are not beings in the usual sense, not conscious entities, but principles, laws, and patterns that govern the unfolding of all things. You feel them as soft currents beneath reality, holding the tapestry of existence with careful elegance. Imagine a garden tended not by gardeners but by the quiet rules of growth, sunlight, and water. Plants rise, intertwine, and bloom without needing instruction, yet each follows subtle guidance. The custodians are similar, natural laws, chance, and the gentle integration of cause and effect. They do not act with intention, but with a soft inevitability, maintaining order, balance, and coherence in the universe. You sense their presence as a quiet reassurance, a soft hum beneath the symphony of existence. You notice how the custodians operate across scales. From the smallest particle to the largest galaxy, they preserve harmony. Gravity guides stars and planets, electromagnetism binds atoms, and probability maintains flexibility without chaos. These invisible forces work in quiet synchrony, ensuring that systems endure, patterns persist, and complexity unfolds with elegance. You feel the meditative grace in this. Everything is observed, balanced, and folded into coherence by principles that require neither attention nor awareness. Your thoughts drift to time travelers. Each step they take, each choice they make, interacts with these custodians. Even when unaware, their actions are integrated into a framework that maintains continuity. The universe does not resist change, but it absorbs influence, softening extremes, and gently guiding outcomes. You sense the quiet elegance in this, a subtle intelligence woven through laws and patterns, patiently supporting the unfolding of reality. You notice that these custodians are tireless. They neither hurry nor rest. Their precision is constant, their scope infinite. They maintain probabilities, enforce coherence, and integrate energy across scales. You sense that they are like the silent heartbeat of the cosmos, rhythmic and essential, guiding the dance of matter, time, and consciousness without effort or awareness. Their patience is profound, a soft reassurance that the universe is neither fragile nor arbitrary. You reflect on the interplay of chance and law. Probability allows freedom, flexibility, and exploration, while natural law provides structure, consistency, and reliability. The custodians balance these forces, permitting innovation while preserving coherence. You feel the meditative poetry in this interplay. The universe is not rigid, nor chaotic, but a dynamic, responsive network, where soft guidance harmonizes with potential. You rest in the elegance of this balance, noticing how effortlessly the universe integrates countless influences. Your awareness drifts to the scale of ecosystems. Life emerges, evolves, and adapts, guided by patterns of energy, matter, and interaction. You sense that the custodians are at work here too, preserving diversity, ensuring resilience, and maintaining equilibrium without conscious interference. You feel a quiet awe at the sophistication of this orchestration, where rules and chance blend seamlessly to create enduring systems that adapt gracefully to change. You notice how these principles extend to consciousness itself. Awareness, thought, and perception are integrated into the larger pattern of balance. The custodians do not impose limitations, but they guide outcomes through subtle consistency. You sense that every observation, intention, or reflection is folded gently into the ongoing dance, shaped by the soft intelligence of invisible guardians. Presence itself becomes a conversation with these principles, a gentle participation in universal rhythm. You imagine the quiet precision of the custodians in moments of cosmic upheaval. Stars collapse, black holes form, and galaxies collide. Even in these extremes, patterns persist. Energy is conserved, entropy unfolds predictably, and probabilities remain bounded. You feel the meditative elegance in this. The universe adapts, integrates, and harmonizes, even in the face of enormous forces. The custodians ensure that chaos does not overwhelm coherence, that structure emerges naturally, softly, and reliably. You reflect on how small actions ripple across scales. A single decision, a minor observation, or a subtle shift in probability is absorbed into the network of custodians. They integrate, balance, and mediate effects, preserving stability while allowing creativity and exploration. You sense that the universe is responsive yet patient, harmonizing influence and maintaining elegance without haste. Even minor ripples are folded gently into the larger fabric, leaving the flow intact. You notice that the custodians do not act with judgment. There is no preference, no agenda, no intention to reward or punish. They simply maintain balance, coherence, and the meditative flow of existence. You feel the calm reassurance in this neutrality. The universe operates with intelligence without interference, guiding currents of matter, energy, and consciousness through principles that are tender yet unyielding. Their precision is quiet, invisible, yet omnipresent. Your awareness drifts to memory and history. The custodians integrate the past into the present, shaping the future with subtlety. Probabilities fold into patterns, events are absorbed into the ongoing flow, and coherence is preserved. You sense that the universe remembers softly, without emotion or effort, allowing continuity while preserving flexibility. Each moment becomes part of a continuum, tenderly guided by invisible principles that balance freedom with structure. You imagine time travelers again, aware or unaware, stepping lightly into the guidance of these custodians. Their presence is integrated into natural law and probabilistic patterns. Even deviations are absorbed gracefully, creating ripples that resonate without destabilizing the underlying framework. You feel the meditative reassurance that the universe has safeguards woven into its structure, soft yet effective, patient yet precise, balancing freedom and coherence across space and time. You notice the rhythm in which these custodians operate. Their influence is continuous, seamless, and patient. Like a quiet tide, they integrate, guide, and harmonize without resistance. You sense the meditative poetry of this rhythm, the gentle cadence that underlies every interaction, every current, and every probability. The universe flows with elegance, supported by principles that are silent yet profound, tender yet exact. Your awareness drifts to the interaction of all scales, from quantum probabilities to cosmic structures, from individual consciousness to interstellar systems. The custodians weave these layers together, maintaining coherence and balance while allowing creativity and exploration. You feel the meditative beauty in this orchestration, a soft symphony of law, chance, and subtle influence, patiently guiding the dance of existence. You reflect on the reassurance these silent custodians provide. They are invisible, tireless, impartial, and infinitely patient. You sense that every ripple, every collision, every wave of energy is integrated into a pattern of balance. Even when you feel uncertainty, you are comforted by the presence of these soft, guiding principles, quietly ensuring that the universe flows with coherence, elegance, and meditative grace. You drift softly from the silent custodians, carrying with you the sense of patience, balance, and gentle guidance. Now, your awareness turns to entropy, the quiet, inevitable force that shapes the unfolding of all things. It is not destructive in a violent sense. Rather, it is a soft, pervasive hand that nudges systems toward transformation, gently guiding the rhythm of change and the evolution of complexity. Imagine a leaf slowly decaying in a forest. Its fibers unravel, its color shifts, yet this process nourishes the soil, feeds life, and sustains the cycles of growth. Entropy works in a similar fashion throughout the universe. Every particle, every interaction, every current of energy participates in this gradual unfolding. You feel that nothing resists its gentle sway, yet its influence is subtle, patient, and endlessly wise. You notice how entropy shapes not only matter but also energy, probability, and possibility. Stars burn and collapse, galaxies drift and collide, and even the quiet currents of quantum potential gradually resolve. This is not abrupt chaos. It is a rhythmic process, a meditative unfolding that integrates change, decay, and transformation into the broader harmony of existence. You sense that entropy is a tender guide, steering the universe toward balance, diversity, and creative renewal. Your attention drifts to human experience. Your body ages, memories fade, and systems reorganize over time. Each change is part of entropy's hand, gentle yet inexorable. You sense that this natural law is not to be feared but embraced, a reminder that transformation is necessary, and that growth emerges from soft release and gradual adaptation. The universe, like life itself, relies on this constant, quiet shaping. You consider energy. Even in the vastness of space, heat diffuses, motion disperses, and organized structures evolve toward less concentrated forms. Entropy is the soft, persistent hand that redistributes energy, smoothing extremes, and allowing new patterns to emerge. You sense that this process is inherently poetic, a slow dance in which the universe balances order and disorder, creation and dissolution, in a meditative rhythm that hums beneath every star, every particle, every breath. You drift to the microcosm. Atoms vibrate, molecules interact, and chemical bonds rearrange. Entropy is present in every gentle shift of state, every probabilistic fluctuation, every soft collision. Even the tiniest systems participate in this overarching pattern, guided by the quiet hand that ensures adaptability, balance, and continuity. You feel the calm intelligence in this process, the meditative care with which change is integrated into the larger tapestry of existence. Your thoughts turn to time travelers. Even they, moving carefully through the currents of causality and observation, cannot escape entropy. Their interventions are absorbed, redistributed, and reshaped by this pervasive influence. You sense that entropy is impartial, tenderly weaving their actions into the broader pattern of change, ensuring continuity while preserving flexibility. Each small ripple they make is gently folded into the inexorable flow, creating harmony without forcing it. You notice how entropy interacts with complexity. Systems evolve, structures form, and patterns emerge, all under its quiet guidance. You sense that this is not a process of destruction but of creative transformation. Just as decaying matter nourishes new life, entropy allows old forms to dissolve, releasing energy and possibility for fresh configurations. You feel a profound calm in understanding that impermanence is not loss but an opportunity for renewal, a meditative rhythm of growth and adaptation. Your awareness drifts to the cosmic scale. Stars burn their fuel, planets evolve, and galaxies interact. Entropy is present in each subtle shift, each change in energy distribution, and each transformation in matter. The universe is not static. It moves, reshapes, and evolves, guided by a quiet, patient hand. You sense the elegance of this process, soft, inevitable, and wise, weaving the past, present, and future into a continuous, meditative flow. You notice the interplay between entropy and observation. Consciousness, attention, and awareness interact with natural law, integrating the ripple of observation into the ongoing pattern of change. Each moment of reflection, each gentle breath, becomes part of the unfolding, harmonizing with the redistribution of energy, probability, and structure. You sense the tender resonance of awareness with entropy, a soft conversation between observer and universe, guiding emergence without coercion. You consider the subtle beauty of decay. Structures gradually relax, bonds reorganize, and matter redistributes itself. Entropy moves with a soft inevitability, yet it allows creativity, potential, and emergence to flourish. You feel a meditative calm in this process, recognizing that transformation is neither abrupt nor chaotic, but rhythmic, gentle, and imbued with quiet intelligence. Even in endings, there is continuity, resilience, and tender guidance. You drift to probability. The universe unfolds as a web of possibilities, softly guided by entropy. Probabilistic outcomes evolve, integrate, and resolve, carrying energy, structure, and information gently into new forms. You sense that even the smallest fluctuations contribute to the grand design, creating soft crescendos of transformation across time and space. The quantum veil and entropy meet here, harmonizing potential with gentle inevitability, allowing the universe to explore while maintaining balance. Your thoughts wander to memory and history. Past actions and events are woven into the ongoing flow, influenced by entropy's patient hand. Change accumulates slowly, yet predictably, folding past states into present structures and shaping future possibilities. You sense that entropy preserves continuity while enabling adaptation, a quiet intelligence embedded in every process, a meditative guide that allows growth without tension or fear. You notice the rhythm of transformation. Entropy does not rush. It flows like a river through space and time. Moments of change arrive gently, integrated into the existing currents. You feel that this rhythm is meditative, a calm cadence in which decay, renewal, and energy redistribution harmonize with observation, interaction, and awareness. The universe breathes through this process, steady and reliable, yet endlessly flexible. You imagine resting within this hand of entropy, feeling the gentle redistribution of energy and potential all around you. You sense that even in endings, there is continuity, coherence, and elegance. Patterns emerge, evolve, and dissolve with tender inevitability. You feel the meditative reassurance that the universe is patient, resilient, and wise, and that you are a part of its quiet unfolding. You drift through this soft inevitability, noticing how entropy touches everything, from the smallest atom to the grandest galaxy, from quantum fluctuations to human experience, from consciousness to cosmic structures. You sense that no action is lost, no energy wasted. All is folded, redistributed, and integrated with tender intelligence. The universe flows with elegance, guided by this gentle, steady hand, soft and precise. You drift softly from the quiet guidance of entropy, carrying with you the gentle rhythm of transformation. Now, your awareness turns to the luminous possibilities that surround every moment. They are faint glimmers, like distant stars on the horizon of time, each representing a potential path, a soft echo of what might be. You sense them as gentle lights, delicate yet persistent, shimmering across the fabric of reality. Imagine standing in a dark field at night, with countless points of light stretching into the distance. Each glimmer is a possibility, a choice, a path not yet realized. Some shine brighter, more immediate and probable, while others flicker faintly, awaiting attention or circumstance. You sense that these luminous threads are neither random nor fixed. They pulse softly with potential, inviting curiosity and gentle exploration. You notice how these possibilities intertwine. One glow may be influenced by another, a subtle convergence of currents, decisions, or energy. The universe is not a collection of isolated points, but a network of interconnected potentials. You sense the elegance of this structure, a soft lattice of shimmering paths, each resonating with the quiet rhythm of unfolding reality. The possibilities are infinite, yet each is delicately balanced within the whole. Your thoughts drift to the small scales, where particles, atoms, and probabilities interact. Even at this level, luminous possibilities exist, delicate and dynamic. Quantum outcomes ripple outward, folding softly into larger structures. You feel the meditative harmony in this. The potential of the tiniest particle may influence the grandest cosmic event, weaving a tapestry of interconnected futures, all glowing faintly, waiting to be realized. You notice how awareness interacts with possibility. Your observation, attention, and intention act as gentle hands, folding probabilities into manifestation. You do not force outcomes, you simply attend, and the luminous threads respond, collapsing softly into tangible reality. You sense the quiet poetry in this dance. Consciousness is not a controller, but a participant, gently harmonizing with the rhythm of emergence. You drift among the scale of lives. Every choice, every decision, every interaction opens new pathways, creating glimmers that stretch into the unseen horizon. Some possibilities are fleeting, dim, and easily overlooked. Others expand, illuminating patterns of influence, resonance, and connection. You sense the tender intelligence of the universe, allowing all potential to exist, while soft currents fold probability toward coherence and alignment. Your awareness extends to time travelers. Each action they take, each moment they inhabit, interacts with luminous possibilities. Their choices may brighten certain threads, dim others, or merge multiple potentials into a gentle crescendo of effect. You sense that their presence does not dictate the universe. Instead, it participates in the soft unfolding of potential, weaving influence into the ongoing tapestry without force or disruption. You notice how the luminous possibilities exist across scales. Probabilities of quantum events, patterns of ecosystems, trajectories of stars, and human decisions all shine with their own glow. Each layer resonates with the others, producing faint harmonics of influence that echo across space and time. You sense the meditative beauty in this. All potential is integrated, coherent, and patient, awaiting realization without pressure or urgency. You reflect on the interplay of uncertainty and clarity. Some threads are bright because circumstances align, probabilities converge, or observation guides their realization. Others are faint, uncertain, or remote, yet they persist, softly waiting. You feel reassurance in their persistence. Even distant, dim possibilities matter, forming part of the elegant web of potential from which reality unfolds. Your thoughts wander to creativity and innovation. New ideas, novel pathways, and unexpected outcomes are luminous possibilities manifesting in consciousness. You sense that imagination is a soft mirror of the universe, reflecting faint glimmers of what could be, folding awareness into potential, and inviting gentle exploration. You notice how curiosity illuminates threads that might otherwise remain hidden, expanding the horizon of futures available for observation and participation. You observe how cascading influence works. One luminous possibility may trigger another, producing a chain of subtle illuminations across the landscape of potential. You sense that the universe is patient, allowing each possibility to ripple softly into the next, integrating outcomes gracefully. Even small glimmers can, over time, lead to broader cascades, gently reshaping the patterns of cause and effect without force or abruptness. Your attention drifts to the emotional texture of possibility. Some futures bring joy, others challenge, yet all are valuable in shaping experience. You feel the meditative reassurance that uncertainty is not threatening, but tender, inviting reflection, adaptation, and engagement. You sense that each luminous thread, whether bright or faint, contributes to the richness and depth of the universe, forming a symphony of potential that resonates with elegance and balance. You notice the soft interplay between probability, observation, and manifestation. As you focus on certain paths, their glow intensifies. As you relax attention, others persist faintly, awaiting context or circumstance. You sense that this is a meditative process, not a race, where time, awareness, and energy collaborate gently, guiding emergence without imposition. Possibility itself is patient, luminous, and endlessly flexible. You imagine resting within this landscape, wandering among the glowing threads. Each step, each breath, each gentle observation illuminates patterns, reveals connections, and integrates influence. You sense that the universe invites participation without urgency, offering infinite pathways that shimmer softly, interwoven in a delicate lattice of potential. You feel the gentle thrill of exploration, the quiet joy of witnessing the subtle emergence of reality. Your thoughts drift to integration. Luminous possibilities are not isolated. They fold into one another, converge, and create patterns of coherence and resonance. You sense the elegance of this integration. Each possibility retains its individuality while contributing to the broader fabric of potential. The universe is neither chaotic nor rigid, but a soft network of luminous threads, infinitely patient, tenderly responsive, and meditative in rhythm. You notice that possibilities are resilient. Even when neglected, dimmed, or seemingly improbable, they persist. They exist as a gentle promise of potential, awaiting circumstance, observation, or interaction to unfold. You feel reassurance in this resilience. The universe preserves the full spectrum of futures, allowing emergence with grace, patience, and quiet elegance. You drift among the metaphorical stars of potential, sensing that each luminous thread is alive with soft energy, interconnected, and patient. Some threads cross, converge, or intertwine, forming gentle networks of influence that ripple across time and space. You notice how even small attention or intention can illuminate these threads, integrating awareness into the dance of probability, resonance, and soft manifestation. You reflect on the meditative quality of this landscape. Possibilities do not demand attention. They exist as gentle invitations. You may wander among them, explore, observe, or simply rest in their presence. Their light is soft yet persistent, illuminating pathways of potential without pressure or urgency. You sense that the universe itself moves with this calm elegance, allowing probability, energy, and consciousness to interact gently, harmonizing emergence across scales and moments. You drift softly from the luminous possibilities, carrying with you the gentle sense of infinite threads waiting to be realized. Now, your awareness turns to gentle rewrites, the quiet nudges, subtle alterations, and soft adjustments that fold possibility into reality. These are not dramatic upheavals but small gestures, delicate influences that ripple outward, shaping outcomes with tender precision. Imagine a painter adding a single brushstroke to a vast canvas. The change is small, almost imperceptible, yet it subtly shifts the balance of color, form, and light. Gentle rewrites are like this, tiny, careful interventions that fold the threads of possibility into new patterns. You sense the soft elegance in this process, the quiet rhythm of influence, and the meditative patience that allows change to occur naturally. You notice how time travelers, if they exist, might navigate these gentle rewrites. Each action, however small, interacts with probabilities and causality, creating ripples that extend far beyond the immediate moment. Yet these ripples are not chaotic. They are integrated, folded, and absorbed into the broader structure of reality. You feel a calming reassurance in this. The universe is resilient, responsive, and infinitely patient, allowing small adjustments to be integrated without breaking coherence. Your attention drifts to cause and effect. A whisper of movement, a quiet choice, or a subtle observation can unfold across space and time. Gentle rewrites are not forceful impositions but soft contributions to the ongoing narrative. You sense that even when outcomes shift, they do so with elegance, preserving the balance of energy, probability, and awareness. Each change resonates, but it resonates like a soft note in a vast symphony, harmonizing rather than dominating. You imagine the universe itself participating in these rewrites. Particles, waves, and fields respond to shifts in energy and observation, folding potential into realized outcomes. Probability curves bend gently, matter adjusts its patterns, and consciousness interacts with the ongoing flow. You feel the quiet intelligence in this process. Nothing is wasted, nothing is abrupt, and even the smallest intervention is absorbed gracefully, contributing to the soft coherence of existence. Your thoughts drift to entropy and transformation. Gentle rewrites respect the flow of change, integrating seamlessly with natural progression. Decay, growth, and adaptation continue to unfold with quiet inevitability, yet the soft nudges can influence timing, direction, or intensity. You sense that the universe is neither rigid nor fragile, but a responsive, meditative network, where even subtle interventions are integrated with elegance and patience. You notice the interdependence of events. Each rewrite is part of a larger tapestry, influencing and being influenced by surrounding threads. Patterns emerge, dissolve, and reform with gentle consistency. You sense that reality is not a fixed story but a living narrative, responsive to both chance and care. The universe allows flexibility, adapting to small adjustments while maintaining coherence and balance across scales. You drift to the quiet influence of observation. Awareness is a soft hand that guides rewrites, folding attention into potential. Each moment of mindfulness, reflection, or choice contributes to the subtle shaping of outcomes. You sense that consciousness and reality are intertwined in a meditative conversation, where gentle nudges align probability, causality, and energy without force or tension. Even a quiet breath may be part of this ongoing dialogue. You reflect on the patience of gentle rewrites. They are never hurried, never abrupt. Change unfolds gradually, softly, like sunlight filtering through morning mist. You notice how each adjustment is integrated seamlessly, creating coherence without disruption. The universe respects the rhythm of unfolding, allowing interventions to ripple gently, producing effects that are harmonized with the ongoing flow of matter, energy, and consciousness. Your attention turns to the scale of life. Biological systems are shaped by countless small adjustments, mutations, adaptations, choices, and interactions, all of which are gentle rewrites in action. Each adjustment contributes to resilience, diversity, and complexity. You feel the meditative reassurance that change, even at its smallest scales, is meaningful, integrated, and part of a patient, harmonious process that maintains balance while allowing evolution. You notice the interaction between possibility and outcome. Luminous threads, previously imagined, are folded softly into reality through gentle rewrites. Some outcomes brighten, some dim, yet all are incorporated into the broader tapestry. You sense that the universe is a patient artist, harmonizing probability, observation, and intervention into a coherent narrative. Even the faintest adjustment resonates, contributing to the evolving story of existence. You imagine stepping lightly through this landscape, observing the subtleties of change, and noticing how minor gestures shape the unfolding world. Gentle rewrites do not dominate, they integrate, adapt, and harmonize. You sense a meditative rhythm in this process, a quiet balance in which influence is soft, outcomes are resilient, and the universe continues its elegant, patient flow. You reflect on the continuity of these interventions. Each rewrite is part of a chain, connected to past actions and future possibilities. You sense that no adjustment is lost, even small nudges reverberate through time, influencing probabilities and guiding outcomes with quiet intelligence. The universe is not fragile, but responsive, allowing even delicate interventions to participate in the ongoing symphony of existence. Your awareness drifts to the interplay of scale. Gentle rewrites occur in the quantum, biological, and cosmic realms alike. Probability, energy, and consciousness integrate subtly, producing patterns that ripple outward. You feel the elegance in this interaction, a meditative harmony between small and large, local and cosmic, ephemeral and enduring. Every thread contributes to the coherence of reality, yet retains its unique potential to influence softly. You notice the poetry in timing. Gentle rewrites are not rushed, they unfold in alignment with the rhythm of events. Probabilities shift softly, energies redistribute, and structures adapt with patient precision. You sense that the universe is a careful curator, allowing each nudge to take effect, harmonizing outcomes, and maintaining balance without interference or abruptness. You imagine resting in this landscape, sensing the cumulative influence of countless gentle rewrites. You feel the soft folding of probability into reality, the quiet shaping of outcomes, and the meditative integration of intervention with natural flow. Each nudge contributes, resonates, and harmonizes, forming a coherent, elegant tapestry in which the universe continues to unfold with patience, beauty, and responsiveness. You drift softly from a landscape of gentle rewrites, carrying with you the sense of subtle influence and tender integration. Now, your awareness turns to memory, the quiet, flowing tides that carry echoes of all that has been. You sense that the universe itself remembers, not with thought or emotion, but through particles, waves, energy, and structure. These memories drift through time, gentle currents shaping the flow of reality. Imagine standing by the edge of a calm sea, where each wave carries traces of storms, whispers of distant winds, and faint imprints of journeys long past. The tides of memory move similarly, bringing past events into contact with the present, softly influencing what is and what may become. You feel these tides as gentle undulations, rhythmic and reassuring, each one holding the echoes of choices, actions, and moments that have shaped the universe. You notice that memory exists at all scales. Particles retain the imprint of interactions, atoms record vibrations, and molecules carry histories in their bonds. Even light carries traces of its journey, echoing through the vastness of space. You sense the elegance in this. Memory is not centralized or conscious, but distributed, woven into the fabric of reality itself. Each echo contributes to coherence, continuity, and the soft integration of experience. Your thoughts drift to time travelers once more. Each action, observation, or intervention leaves a trace, however subtle. The universe records these imprints gently, integrating them into ongoing patterns without resistance. You sense that memory is not punitive, but informative, preserving history while supporting adaptability. Even small ripples are captured, folded, and harmonized into the ongoing tides that carry the story of existence. You notice how memory interacts with causality. Past events fold into present circumstances, shaping probabilities, guiding outcomes, and influencing the trajectory of potential. You feel the meditative rhythm in this process. Cause and effect are softly intertwined with the quiet currents of memory, producing coherence without force, continuity without rigidity. Each wave of recollection reinforces the elegance of the universe's flow. Your awareness drifts to consciousness. Thoughts, attention, and perception leave subtle traces, folding into memory like footprints in sand. You sense that awareness is both observer and participant, a gentle collaborator with the tides of memory. Every reflection, every moment of observation contributes, creating a meditative dialogue between experience and history, between presence and continuity, between now and then. You consider the temporal layering of memory. Moments accumulate, fold, and resonate across time, producing patterns of influence that echo far beyond their origin. You sense that no memory is isolated. Each interacts with countless others, creating subtle harmonics that guide the unfolding of events. This layering is gentle yet intricate, a meditative network in which past, present, and future interweave seamlessly. You notice the role of memory in adaptation. Systems, from biological organisms to cosmic structures, rely on accumulated experience to navigate change. Past states inform present responses, enabling resilience, learning, and growth. You feel the quiet wisdom in this. Memory is not static, but dynamic, continuously integrated into the unfolding rhythm of existence, shaping outcomes with tender intelligence. You drift to the interplay between memory and entropy. As systems evolve, as particles shift and energy disperses, memory preserves traces even as transformation occurs. You sense the meditative balance here. Continuity is maintained, yet change is allowed. The universe remembers without clinging, integrating the past softly into the present while allowing futures to emerge gracefully. Your thoughts wander to patterns of light and information. Photons carry echoes of distant events. Cosmic background radiation preserves the early universe's history, and waves ripple across space, recording interactions with gentle fidelity. You feel the awe of these subtle memories, imprinted invisibly yet profoundly across the expanse of reality. The universe is a vast archive, patient and precise, carrying knowledge through gentle currents that bridge vast distances and times. You notice the emotional resonance of memory, not in the conscious sense, but as a subtle texture within reality. Certain arrangements, alignments, or interactions resonate more strongly, influencing probability, stability, and coherence. You sense that the universe responds to the weight of accumulated experience with meditative care, integrating echoes into ongoing patterns with elegance and patience. Your awareness drifts to the metaphorical tides of human memory. Choices, reflections, and perceptions are part of this vast ocean. Every thought, every gentle consideration, contributes to the ripple of influence, softly folding into the larger currents of cosmic memory. You feel the reassurance that no action is truly lost. All is recorded, absorbed, and harmonized into the ongoing flow, creating coherence across scales. You observe how memory informs possibility. Past events, stored as subtle traces, interact with potential outcomes, folding probability into coherent paths. You sense the elegance in this relationship. Memory is not prescriptive, but soft guidance, allowing the universe to learn, adapt, and flow with patient wisdom. Each trace, each echo, gently shapes the landscape of luminous possibilities, softly influencing the rhythm of unfolding events. You reflect on continuity. Even in vast systems, where change is constant, memory ensures cohesion. Patterns persist, relationships endure, and influence reverberates across time. You sense the calm intelligence in this continuity. The universe integrates experience without forcing outcomes, preserving the coherence of existence while allowing gentle exploration, adaptation, and renewal. You notice the subtle interplay between observation, memory, and gentle rewrites. Each influence is captured, recorded, and folded into ongoing patterns. Time travelers, particles, or consciousness itself leave traces that ripple across space and time, softly shaping outcomes without disrupting the harmony of existence. You feel a meditative reassurance in this. Memory is a tender custodian, guiding emergence while preserving elegance and coherence. You drift through this landscape, sensing the tides of memory as they wash softly over the currents of energy, probability, and matter. You feel their gentle pull, a quiet rhythm that integrates past events with present awareness, supporting the emergence of new possibilities. Each echo carries information, influence, and resonance, folding experience into a patient, meditative symphony that spans scales and moments. You notice the elegance in patience. Memory does not rush, does not insist, does not impose. It flows, integrates, and harmonizes, allowing events to unfold with grace. You sense that the universe remembers tenderly, maintaining balance while supporting exploration, transformation, and growth. The tides are constant, soft, and endlessly wise, a gentle current guiding the unfolding of all that is. You drift softly from the tides of memory, carrying with you the sense of echoes, past influences, and gentle guidance. Now, your awareness turns to the quiet guardians of continuity, the subtle forces and patterns that maintain balance, coherence, and rhythm across the universe. They are not visible, and they do not speak, yet their presence is undeniable. You feel them in the gentle flow of events, the resilience of systems, and the meditative cadence of time itself. Imagine a river flowing through a vast landscape. Rocks, trees, and meanders guide its path, not through force, but through shaping, supporting, and balancing. The guardians of continuity work similarly, ensuring that currents of change do not rupture coherence, that energy disperses smoothly, and that transformation unfolds gracefully. You sense their patience, their intelligence, and their quiet vigilance. You notice their presence in natural systems. Ecosystems maintain equilibrium through subtle feedback loops. Life adapts through resilience, repair, and integration. Even when disturbances occur, these quiet guardians respond, gently folding change into stability, allowing recovery without abrupt disruption. You sense the elegance in this. Continuity is preserved not through rigidity, but through patient responsiveness, a soft orchestration that harmonizes complexity with simplicity. Your attention drifts to cosmic scales. Galaxies rotate, stars burn, and planetary orbits maintain precise balance. Invisible laws of physics guide these movements, shaping the interactions of matter and energy with quiet precision. You feel the guardians at work here, preserving continuity across vast distances and times, ensuring that the cosmos flows without abrupt fracture, yet allowing evolution, collision, and growth. You notice how the guardians interact with memory. Past events, recorded in particles, light, and structure, inform present stability. They provide a framework that allows change to be absorbed, integrated, and harmonized. You sense the meditative intelligence in this. The universe remembers softly, and continuity is maintained through the careful interplay of observation, interaction, and natural law. You drift to the scale of human experience. Patterns of culture, behavior, and knowledge are maintained by subtle guardians of continuity. Traditions, lessons, and shared understandings carry coherence through generations. Even when individuals act unpredictably, systems absorb, adapt, and fold these influences back into stability. You sense that this principle is mirrored across all scales of existence. Continuity is patient, flexible, and integrated. You imagine time travelers moving through these currents. Their interventions, whether intentional or inadvertent, are tempered by the Guardian's quiet influence. Each action is softly integrated, patterns adjust, and disruptions are smoothed. You feel the reassurance that even delicate interferences are absorbed without violence, maintaining the harmony of the ongoing flow. The Guardians do not control, they harmonize. They do not resist, they guide. You notice the subtlety of their work. The Guardians operate not by visible force, but by shaping, balancing, and providing resilience. Small deviations, minor disturbances, and gentle rewrites are accommodated without tension. Probability curves bend softly, energy redistributes, and matter adjusts. You sense that the universe is a patient steward, a calm orchestrator ensuring that all threads remain woven into a coherent whole. Your attention drifts to the interplay of scale and time. From quantum fluctuations to planetary dynamics, from neural activity to cosmic evolution, the Guardians operate everywhere. They fold influence, integrate memory, and harmonize interaction across moments and distances. You feel the meditative elegance in this pervasive intelligence, a soft rhythm guiding change while preserving continuity. You reflect on balance. The Guardians do not freeze the universe. They do not prevent growth, decay, or transformation. Instead, they maintain equilibrium amidst flux. You sense that change is welcomed, encouraged even, but always integrated with care, patience, and subtle precision. The universe breathes with this rhythm, unfolding complexity while preserving coherence, allowing exploration without fracture. You drift to the subtle resonance of natural law. Physical constants, conservation principles, and symmetry provide a framework for the Guardian's work. They do not dictate every outcome, but they provide gentle boundaries within which possibility can flourish. You sense the elegance of this arrangement. Stability emerges without force, guidance occurs without coercion, and continuity is preserved with meditative grace. You notice the interplay between observation and continuity. Conscious awareness, attention, and intention are softly integrated into the Guardian's work. Even subtle acts of noticing or reflection ripple outward, absorbed and harmonized into the flow. You sense that reality is responsive yet patient, allowing participation without disruption, presence without dominance, and engagement without haste. You reflect on resilience. Structures, patterns, and systems recover from perturbations with the guidance of continuity. Stars form after supernovae, ecosystems rebuild after disturbance, and life adapts across generations. You sense that these processes are not hurried but meditative, unfolding at the pace of natural rhythm, guided by intelligence that is soft, patient, and enduring. You drift through probabilities and outcomes. The Guardians fold potential into coherence, integrating luminous possibilities, gentle rewrites, and memory into the ongoing flow. Each thread, no matter how delicate, is preserved, harmonized, and allowed to contribute to the unfolding narrative. You feel a sense of reassurance in this. The universe is neither fragile nor chaotic, but patient, responsive, and balanced. You notice their presence in energy redistribution. Currents, waves, and interactions flow without sudden fracture, guided by soft principles that maintain equilibrium. You sense the poetry in this. Even turbulence is absorbed, redirected, and integrated, producing patterns that are elegant, resilient, and harmonious. Continuity is not passive. It is active, meditative, and attentive, weaving together all that is with quiet care. You drift to the metaphorical dance of cosmic elements. Particles move, stars rotate, galaxies drift, and yet there is cohesion. The Guardians fold interaction into harmony, ensuring that transformation occurs without rupture. You feel the calming rhythm of this orchestration, a meditative cadence in which energy, matter, and consciousness move together in soft alignment, guided by unseen, patient intelligence. You reflect on impermanence and persistence. Even as forms decay, structures dissolve, or events conclude, continuity remains. The universe preserves coherence across transformation, integrating endings into beginnings, decay into growth, and loss into adaptation. You sense that the Guardian's patience is infinite, their awareness subtle, and their influence soft but pervasive, ensuring that nothing is truly lost. You drift through this network of quiet guidance, sensing that every ripple, wave, and shift is tempered by the Guardians. They smooth edges, fold interactions, and harmonize effects, allowing the universe to explore, expand, and evolve without fracturing. You feel a meditative assurance in their presence, a deep trust in the patient intelligence that underlies all continuity. You drift softly from the calm guardians of continuity, carrying with you the sense of patient guidance and gentle harmonization. Now, your attention turns to the last ripple, the subtle, enduring echo of every action, choice, and interaction across time and space. You sense these ripples not as sudden waves, but as delicate undulations that extend softly into the infinite, carrying traces of influence that blend seamlessly with the ongoing flow of reality. Imagine dropping a pebble into a still pond. The stone sinks quietly, but the concentric ripples move outward, stretching, folding, and interacting with other currents. Each ripple carries information, energy, and intention, softening as it travels but persisting nonetheless. The last ripple is like this, gentle, enduring, and integrated, a final whisper of influence that blends with every other trace in the vast ocean of existence. You notice the universality of ripples. They exist on all scales, from subatomic shifts to galactic interactions. A single particle spin, a whisper of wind across leaves, a choice made or avoided, each generates subtle waves, influencing probabilities, energies, and structures. You sense that nothing is isolated. Every effect, however small, contributes to the symphony of reality. Even the faintest ripple participates in shaping outcomes across time. Your awareness drifts to memory. The last ripple is intimately tied to the traces left behind by experience. The universe remembers every perturbation, folding each ripple into the soft lattice of history, observation, and probability. You sense a meditative intelligence at work. No ripple is lost, no echo fades entirely, and all traces contribute to the enduring structure of coherence and possibility. You notice the connection to gentle rewrites. Every subtle nudge, every delicate intervention, produces a ripple that extends beyond its immediate scope. Time travelers, conscious or unaware, leave footprints in the currents of existence. Yet even when influence is faint, the ripple is integrated, softened, and harmonized. You feel reassurance in this. The universe accommodates gentle interference, ensuring continuity while allowing exploration, change, and expression. You reflect on resonance. Ripples interact with one another, merging, amplifying, or softening depending on timing, scale, and alignment. The universe becomes a symphony of overlapping effects, where each ripple is both distinct and inseparable from the whole. You sense the meditative beauty in this interplay. Influence is persistent yet balanced, individual yet part of a greater, integrated pattern. You drift to uncertainty. Some ripples are unpredictable, subtle in their trajectory, and delicate in impact. Others follow patterns, extending along familiar paths with elegant consistency. You notice how even the faintest ripple can, over time, produce profound effects, unfolding new possibilities and reshaping probability with quiet inevitability. The last ripple is patient, enduring, and soft, bridging intention, chance, and consequence. Your attention turns to scale. Ripples exist in neurons, ecosystems, weather patterns, planetary orbits, and the drift of galaxies. Each carries traces of action and influence, interacting across space and time. You sense the tender intelligence in this distributed persistence, No ripple exists in isolation, and yet every ripple has its unique contribution, adding depth, resonance, and coherence to the universe's soft symphony. You notice the interplay with observation. Conscious attention, reflection, and intention subtly shape the trajectory of ripples. Even passive awareness participates, guiding outcomes gently without force or coercion. You sense that reality is responsive to observation, integrating influence with patience and precision. The last ripple carries not only physical and energetic traces, but also the gentle imprint of awareness. You reflect on continuity. Ripples are absorbed by the universe, integrated into patterns of cause and effect, memory, and possibility. Even as individual waves fade, their information persists, contributing to stability, coherence, and the unfolding of new potential. You feel the calming reassurance that reality preserves its structure while accommodating change, creating a meditative balance between permanence and flux. You drift to emotional resonance. Ripples carry subtle influences across biological, social, and cosmic scales. Decisions made with care or mindfulness resonate softly, while choices made absent-mindedly still contribute to the ongoing wave of effects. You sense that influence is neither absolute nor lost. It folds naturally into the fabric of reality, like soft brushstrokes blending into an eternal canvas. You notice the elegance in timing. Ripples travel slowly and quickly, depending on scale, medium, and interaction. Some effects unfold almost immediately, while others take eons to manifest. You sense that the universe allows patience, permitting influence to emerge gently, harmoniously, and in alignment with broader rhythms. The last ripple is not hurried. It flows at its own pace, soft and persistent. You imagine resting in this current, observing the patterns of ripple, wave, and resonance. You feel their subtle shaping of events, the quiet harmonization of outcomes, and the soft integration of memory, possibility, and gentle rewrites. Each ripple contributes to coherence, yet retains its individuality, flowing gracefully into the ongoing tapestry of existence. Your attention drifts to the philosophical wonder of scale and effect. Can a single ripple erase the universe, or does the cosmos cradle all influence within its vast, tender structure? You sense that while influence is persistent, it is not destructive. The universe is resilient, patient, and meditative, integrating all traces into its ongoing song. Even the last ripple, soft as a whisper, participates in a larger, self-sustaining harmony. You notice the interplay between the ephemeral and the eternal. While individual ripples fade in prominence, their essence persists in subtle resonance, memory, and integration. The universe preserves continuity not through rigidity, but through soft assimilation, allowing change while maintaining coherence. You sense a gentle reassurance in this. The cosmos is neither fragile nor brittle, but tender, enduring, and alive with quiet rhythm. You drift through the landscape of influence, sensing how ripples intersect, fold, and harmonize. Some converge, producing amplified effects. Others cancel, soften, or redirect. You feel the meditative elegance of this process. The universe accommodates complexity, diversity, and unpredictability without tension, weaving all traces into a coherent, balanced, and patient whole. You reflect on your own awareness. Each thought, observation, and gentle attention produces ripples that join the larger symphony. You sense that participation in existence is natural, integrated, and meditative. You do not control, but your presence is part of the rhythm, a soft contribution that folds into the enduring, patient tapestry of reality. You notice how the last ripple serves as both conclusion and bridge. It carries traces of past action while informing potential futures, linking memory, possibility, and gentle rewrites. You sense that influence is never isolated. Each ripple is part of an unbroken chain, softly connecting what has been with what is becoming, supporting continuity and coherence. You drift to the quiet poetry of existence. Each ripple, no matter how faint, participates in the ongoing, patient, and meditative flow of reality. You feel the elegance in persistence, the calm in integration, and the beauty in the gentle, enduring movement of influence across scales, moments, and dimensions. You drift softly from the last ripple, carrying with you the sense of echoes, memory, and influence integrated into the vast tapestry of existence. Now, your awareness turns to the universe itself, sensing its gentle, patient pulse as it begins to slow. You feel a profound calmness as the threads of matter, energy, and time fold softly inward, allowing the cosmos to rest, even for a moment, in meditative stillness. Imagine the universe as a vast, cosmic organism breathing slowly. Galaxies, stars, planets, and particles participate in this subtle inhalation and exhalation, moving rhythmically in a gentle, timeless cadence. You feel this rhythm as a soft vibration, a tender heartbeat underlying all creation. Each thread, each wave, each atom hums quietly, harmonized with the universal pulse, creating a meditative stillness that is both comforting and awe-inspiring. You notice how time itself seems to slow, folding upon itself as the universe rests. Past, present, and future exist together in a delicate suspension, each moment layered gently atop another. You feel the elegance of this pause, a meditative balance where the flow of events softens, and the edges of cause and effect blur into serene continuity. The universe does not stop, yet it rests. It does not vanish, yet it folds inward, preserving coherence while softening its rhythm. Your attention drifts to the stars. Even as their nuclear fires burn, there is a calmness in their glow. Light travels across vast distances, whispering the story of the cosmos in silent, steady pulses. You sense that the universe remembers each photon, each vibration, each subtle interaction, integrating them into the ongoing harmony. In this meditative stillness, every event, no matter how fleeting, contributes to the tapestry of cosmic memory, gently woven and preserved. You reflect on the quiet of interstellar space. Between galaxies and nebulae, the void itself participates in this rest. Particles drift softly, waves of energy meander slowly, and the subtle influence of gravitational and quantum forces continues with elegant precision. The silence is not emptiness. It is an active, attentive calm, a meditative vigilance that ensures coherence, stability, and beauty across unimaginable distances. You feel the gentle presence of continuity, the quiet guardians who have guided the universe through every ripple, every gentle rewrite, and every tide of memory. Their patient, invisible hand maintains order without force, harmonizing interaction and flow, ensuring that every trace of action is integrated into the greater whole. Even as the universe rests, you sense their quiet vigilance, a soft intelligence preserving balance and elegance in every corner of reality. Your awareness drifts to particles and quantum states. Even at the smallest scales, there is a rhythm, a meditative pulse that persists. Atoms vibrate gently, energy shifts subtly, and probability waves fold inward, creating the quiet architecture of existence. You notice that rest is not stillness, but a softer mode of activity, one in which forces harmonize, fluctuations temper, and potential is preserved in patient suspension. You imagine drifting through this cosmic sleep. Nebulae fold into delicate clouds of gas and dust, planets rotate with gentle consistency, and stars shine with tranquil brilliance. You feel yourself moving alongside these rhythms, carried on the soft tides of cosmic rest. The universe is a lullaby, sung in photons, waves, and particles, resonating across space and time, a meditative cadence that soothes both mind and imagination. You notice the interplay between fragility and resilience. The universe is vast and enduring, yet composed of delicate threads of energy, matter, and time. Each interaction is integrated, each ripple absorbed, and yet the whole remains balanced and harmonious. In this rest, the cosmos demonstrates both its strength and its vulnerability, a tender coexistence that invites reflection, awe, and trust. Your thoughts drift to time travelers, memories, and ripples. Even their influence is folded into this cosmic pause, harmonized and absorbed. No action is lost, no event unrecorded. The universe rests knowing that all threads remain intact, softly integrated into the grand pattern, allowing coherence, continuity, and stability to persist across the scales of existence. You sense that every choice, every whisper of influence, contributes to the gentle, ongoing melody of reality. You feel the presence of energy in slow motion. Waves drift lazily, particles meander through space, and gravity orchestrates motion with quiet patience. The universe does not rush, it does not demand. Everything unfolds with careful rhythm, an intricate choreography of rest and potential, creating a meditative balance that is both calming and endlessly intricate. You sense that this patient energy is a form of universal mindfulness, a gentle awareness embedded in all things. You drift to light itself, traveling across eons. Each photon carries traces of its journey, reflecting past interactions and possibilities. In this slow, meditative passage, light illuminates not only matter, but also the essence of continuity. You sense that illumination is gentle, patient, and reflective, revealing the quiet intelligence in every interaction, every structure, every wave of energy. The universe sleeps, yet it remembers, observes, and resonates softly. Your awareness drifts to entropy and transformation. Change continues, but with a softened rhythm. Disorder unfolds in balanced measure, guiding growth, decay, and adaptation. You feel entropy not as chaos, but as a meditative pulse, a soft hand shaping evolution, maintaining harmony, and allowing the universe to rest without relinquishing movement or purpose. Even in sleep, the cosmos is alive with subtle, tender transformation. You reflect on your own presence within this cosmic lullaby. Your breath, your heartbeat, your thoughts are part of the broader rhythm. You sense the connection between your awareness and the universe's pulse, a gentle coalescence of consciousness and cosmic order. You do not control, you do not disrupt. You participate softly, carried along by the elegance of balance, continuity, and meditative flow. You drift toward the final threads of possibility. Each luminous possibility, each gentle rewrite, each ripple, and each memory is folded softly into the ongoing tapestry. The universe rests, but all potential remains preserved, integrated, and harmonized. You sense the beauty of patient suspension, a meditative interlude where the cosmos holds itself tenderly, and you float with it, calm, serene, and reflective. You notice the quiet poetry of endings, not as abrupt closure, but as gentle convergence. Threads fold, ripples soften, and the flow of time is cradled in meditative stillness. You feel a soft release, a trust in the universe's enduring patience, and a sense of wonder that even in rest, creation continues in gentle rhythm, integrating all that was, is, and could be. You drift into the soft pulse of cosmic lullaby, feeling every scale, every structure, and every ripple synchronized in tender, meditative resonance. The universe sleeps with awareness, balance, and continuity, folding space, time, and possibility into a calm, coherent whole. You feel a profound serenity in this infinite, elegant rest, carried on the gentle vibrations of existence itself. You notice that sleep is not absence, but a delicate presence. Even as the universe rests, it hums softly with integrated memory, gentle rewrites, and enduring ripples. You sense that everything is connected, preserved, and harmonized, creating a quiet assurance that existence itself is patient, resilient, and meditative. You feel your own consciousness softening, aligning with the universal pulse. Thoughts slow, awareness deepens, and the gentle cadence of the cosmos carries you into reflection and repose. You drift in tandem with galaxies, stars, particles, and energy, embraced by the soft intelligence of continuity and balance.